Hello everyone. Now, let me just change over here. Alright. Yeah, I think that should do it. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you guys are having a good day so far. So yeah. Last stream, which was another one. Leave me alone on Discord. Right. I said that because right when the stream was about to start, I got a fucking Discord friend request. It was probably just a fucking GFX and I just ignored it, and now I got another one. Like, fuck me, these guys really don't leave anyone fucking alone. Yeah, I probably posted something on Twitter saying that I was going live, and now all the fucking GFXers are trying to hunt me down like the fucking seagulls from Finding Nemo. Like, goddamn. But yeah, I will deal with that later. Let's see. Hope everything's going well so far, for you guys at least. So yeah, last stream, which was yesterday, did some good progress with both Trap Team and Virtua Tennis. Well, more Virtua Tennis than Trap Team. We managed to do like one level with Jawbreaker. Although today we're not gonna be doing any other stuff. We're just mostly just gonna be doing Virtua Tennis because I already have the guy waiting for me. So yeah, but we're gonna be doing more of the farming, and hopefully I already did some farming off stream, so it's probably another one. Yep, it's another fucking asshole. Yeah, just ignore that shit. But yeah, let's see. We should be able to do a couple more ranked matches, you know, if I don't get any more randoms. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, with all that said and done, let's go straight to it, shall we? Let me just change. Wait, change over here. There we go. Got the right one. All right. I'm probably just gonna use this just for the introduction. Yeah, I might as well just change this immediately back to the PNG model. Yeah, there we go. I just used that thing. If I'm gonna be farming, I'm just gonna use the 3D model for at the start, just to start. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Uh, Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so this time I actually remembered to put the controller charging. Okay, what else? That. And that too. Okay, here we go. All right, that was this. All pending. No, no. Piss off. Okay. Let's see if I can get another one of those videos show up here.
Virtua Tennis 2009.
Okay, first I need to change this. The audio always, yeah. And let's see. Yeah, you. And you. Okay, yeah. I already did some farming before stream today, right after I got out of work, so mostly on other stuff. We weren't able to do any rank because there were other people farming as well, and we just kept running into each other. But so hopefully we shouldn't be running more into them right now. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, here we go. Right, have this ready. Where is it? Here we go. Alright, see what's in this one. I think I already seen the other one fully, right? Yeah. Confronting.
Hello,
Right,
guys
Boog-
and gals.
the
Me,
Boogie.
Moodahorn. Welcome to another episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast. It's me, Nux. Oompa is actually on his way from the meth factory, so we're going to wait a little bit until he shows up. But to start off, we've got
Maybe it shouldn't take too long to show
YouTube
up, I
legend,
guess.
somebody that I would probably
There
never
we
be
go.
interacting with on this podcast, considering our history. We've got Boogie2988.
Yeah, I'm
How's
really
it going?
surprised you invited me. I actually had to rack my brain and see
What?
have I scammed any.
He's actually in a
charities lately,
podcast?
or,
What?
Like, thinking this might be an ambush. Like, I guess it's just a regular podcast interview, so that's cool. I like that.
No,
The good news is we have never had.
Wait, what?
any,
He's actually in
scammers
a
that we knew
podcast?
of
The
on
fuck?
podcast,
Oh no.
you know, before we
I
actually
feel
figured out they were
like,
scammers.
yeah, I feel like we're. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be
Well,
good.
the thing I can give credit, Boogie, is regardless of whatever history, I don't actually think you ever did a charity scam at all. So like that's the one
They
thing that's
actually
not
got
in
him
my
for the
repertoire, but
podcast,
actually
holy
one of the
shit.
reasons why
I did not
wanted to
fucking
have you on
expect
and I
that.
was actually pushing for last week is because of the EDP photo, so
Yeah.
might as well rip the band-aid
Also,
off. And,
Oompaville has a type of content that he's been doing for like the last bunch of years, and you fit the bill, so this is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
God, it was fucking.
Fit the bill,
I
huh?
swear to God.
What,
I'm gonna
because
go.
he's
What
fat?
questions about the EDP thing? What do you want to know?
But we
Ask
have
me
lots
any
of
that.
questions.
Well, one of the things is,
Uh-huh,
so like,
another
I'll
one.
be real. I was when I saw the photo, I'm like, look, how the f- you drop this far off, where you're like actually sitting down in front of an alleged
Okay,
file.
so I have a question.
Alleged.
All right, let's start here. Did you recognize that was clearly a film set? Like, because
Yeah, I mean,
a
I
lot of people
recognized
did.
it, but I was like, you're still
Right.
sitting with
The
him.
a
first
lot of people
moment,
are like-
hold on, Boogie, 1 second. The first moment of this podcast is Muda saying,
has
I
to
would
be a
like to
fucking-
ask you a question.
It's
You
either a
say,
goddamn
ask-
troll or a fucking an actual GFX artist that won't leave me the fuck alone. This is already the fourth fucking friend request that I got just today. Like goddamn. I don't care. Piss off. Yeah, it's literally the fourth one that I
He
got
asked the
right
question,
after I
and you
fucking started
interrupted
streaming.
to
Like
ask the
goddamn.
question.
Have you met me? That's
These
my
people are
job.
fucking
That's what I
vultures.
do.
I know. Hey,
What's going on,
Caleb, how's
Caleb?
it going?
We said that you were coming home from the meth factory, but anyways,
Yeah,
that
which is
said,
good
we,
because Oompa, really, I do need a new hookup. If you haven't heard, Mine's
You need a new
in
plug?
Yeah, I need a new plug.
He needs a new plug.
Yeah,
When's the sour boy breaking? When's the sour boy's blue meth flavor going out?
Yo, his last drug dealer tried to kill him.
Yeah, I'm literally setting it right next to the broken window where he threw a sewer grate at my skull. So it's exciting.
So,
Didn't your last drug dealer give you advice or something?
No, he vandalized my home. He went absolutely
Okay.
batshit
Okay.
insane. I mean, it wasn't.
Well,
really
this still has
drugs. I
online
think
play. I had no
we all
idea.
know
Oh,
that.
hi there,
He was, like,
CV's
trying to
kids.
use,
Hope you're doing good. But yeah,
herbal
surprisingly, the
remedies
game still has
to cure my
online.
fatness and
Oh,
wanted
Yeah, for a game that came out in
47,000
2009.
You are a
herbal remedies.
very
it's
gullible
true.
man.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this right away. Just get the online trophies done as soon as possible. Because sooner or later, this thing's gonna fucking go down.
SAUS, something like that. This like herbal
It's sus.
supplement.
It's
He's like,
literally
"This'll
called
cure your
sus."
fatness.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, man. I whatever, dude. Well, we
Dude.
get into that, but we were talking about the EDP. Did you
Well,
see
before-
these photos of me with EDP? By
Yeah,
chance?
We did. We saw the EDP photos.
Yeah.
We saw
so,
the ADD photos.
So I got invited by Mike Klum, the guy who did my documentary.
Hmm.
I think we all know who Mike Klum is by now. And
Yeah.
I do have
Some
a
of
half.
us?
He's the guy that gets numbers wrong, according to you.
I mean, he did, and he admitted to it, right? He admitted to it, getting those numbers wrong. But
Is that my fault if
we
he
have a
admitted
pretty
it, I
decent
guess?
relationship, and I told him anything he ever wants me in on, let me know. And he pitched an idea with this EDP segment where I went up there and I sat down with EDP and told him what I thought about him. And so I took the opportunity to do that. Also, I got paid for the travel and free trip to Cleveland, nice hotel up in Cleveland and stuff like that. So here's the thing. I knew when I sat down with EDP, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, this makes you look like a pedophile. But I'm not a pedophile, so I don't care if I look like one. I don't really care. I know. I'm not.
I don't know.
So I felt not particularly uncomfortable with that aspect. And if I get the opportunity to sit down and say to a pedophile what I think about them, I'm going to take that opportunity.
Why?
Dude, I pulled up
Why
the
would
one
you take
tweet
that
that wilded
opportunity?
me out. It's like once you get past his comedy,
Yeah, it's still
once you get
fucking
past
with this.
what he
No,
did, his
somehow
comedy
managed to get
sense
Boogie
is
on the
what was
podcast.
that?
Oh my god,
he is
dude.
surprisingly.
I mean, what was the
charismatic
conversation
to some
like?
degree. If you didn't know
Now
what he
that
had
I would
done,
like to see.
if you did not have that in the back of your mind the whole time you're looking at him, I think he'd be a chill person. I will also say he ain't all there. And I'm
You
not
get
the
2
kind of
million
person that's going to show
subscribers.
pity to much of anybody if I can help it once they've done what he's done. And I'm trying to wait till all the full documentary's out and give a full evaluation and the whole nine. I'm going to do everything I can to like. It's really hard to reserve any judgment, right? But at the end of the day, the guy is kind of like 8th grader intelligence level. Like I just, he's clearly.
But
not all there,
what about
man.
reserving judgment or withholding judgment? Hasn't all this stuff already like happened? This documentary.
Hey, that's an insult to 8th graders. Some of them are way smarter than him, I guess.
I think, having had a conversation with a guy, I don't know that it's more that he was minor attracted or more that he just is a disgusting, depraved human being. I think
Yeah,
it's
Does
Having
that
more
matter?
also-
Does that
Having
matter?
Does it really
also had
matter?
a conversation with him, he's really stupid.
The end justifies the
Yeah, he's
means, I guess.
He's a massive freak narcissist, like a lot of creators, specifically Minecraft YouTubers
Oh,
are.
God,
Seems
we
like.
never go
Minecraft
Dude,
YouTubers,
please,
yeah.
It doesn't matter
please
what
don't
your
use Minecraft.
I have too many
intentions are, you're still fiddling with
If I
kids.
make one, it'll be outdated in 1 minute.
True.
Takes
I
me like
just
4
want to
days.
make one and say ask for consent. That's all.
Jesus, bro.
Damn.
But no, continue ahead. Continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boogie.
Yeah,
So-
but, I mean, there's not much else to say.
I don't
got-
think people were criticizing you that you met up with EDP because that must mean you're a pedophile too. It's the giving
No,
him
some
the
people
time
said
of
that.
day.
Those people
It's
really
the-
did say that. Nux.
Okay, but I'm not
No,
talking
giving
about
him- giving him
anonymous Twitter
attention.
people that don't actually matter at all.
Yeah, those
I'm
people
talking
are really
about
stupid.
Right.
I'm talking about people that actually would face repercussions if they call someone a pedophile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like people in the real world.
I don't
You know,
think anyone
Twitter
there
users.
that actually has some sort of either online presence or something like that called you a pedophile for being seen with EDP.
I mean, I'd
I
say-
think people called it really weird. Like it's a weird angle,
Yeah.
clout angle to take. It's like it's you literally going up against probably the most justifiable person to have beef with. You know, a pedophile, most
Yep.
hated type of person on the planet
Yep.
for good reason.
And go have beef with them. That's the entire goal. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a Mike Klum production. So just like the job interview on my thing was kind of staged and kind of funny, meant to be comic relief. The comedy club bit was meant to be comic relief. Me and EDP did film something that will be comic relief. We did film a sketch before we got into the interview part. And I'm sure that will play poorly for me. If it even
Probably.
makes it the cut.
For a second, I thought I got another fucking
But obviously
friend
no spoilers
request,
there,
but no, it
NDAs
was
and all that
something
stuff.
else.
I maintain a good relationship with Mike. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest argument that I saw against it is, why are you platforming EDP? And the answer is, I'm not. He's never going to be on my channel. I'm not promoting him. It's Mike Klum. You want to be mad at somebody, you should be mad at Mike. He's the one filming the documentary. And like,
God, I love how he's like a friend. And
Wait,
you're just
oh
like,
wait, Mike Plum was the
like
one.
this
Was that the
guy.
one?
if you're gonna
No, wait, no. I was thinking of something else.
If
Right?
you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the guy who's.
If this is a
taking-
punishable offense,
putting
kill
this on
that
his
guy.
channel.
My friend, by the way. Good terms.
Look, look. Is Mudahar the kind of person that won't call one of his friends out on their shit? If you want to be mad at Mike for if you want to be mad at somebody for platforming EDP, you got to be mad at Mike, right?
Yeah, I still don't know if that
But
actually
you just
counts.
said Muda wouldn't be. He's the type of guy that would be mad at one of his friends if they did that shit. So you would be mad.
Maybe
at
if
Mike
I
for
didn't,
platforming
the other times I
your
didn't do
friends.
like a full wind up, maybe.
In
I
fact,
don't
I
know.
think based on the scenes that I know from what Mike has filmed, it's going to be an entertaining piece of work to begin with. But on top of that, I think the entire point of the documentary is to put EDP through the ringer which is what the man deserves, right?
What,
So
what
I mean,
more ringer could? Okay,
Definitely not.
you
I feel,
said
no, well, okay, so
justice is reserved,
from what I've,
right?
from
I mean,
what
he's
I've-
not.
from what I've
He's
had a
definitely not
discussion,
wrong.
the kind
It's
of
just.
stuff
It's
that
still
was
wish
put
that
out in this
it's fucking
documentary,
Boogie saying that of all
EDP's
people.
whatever legal counsel he has is not happy
I mean,
that
I
this
can.
documentary even got
I
filmed.
I side with him,
Like,
but it's still weird
exa-
that
like, it
him
is
of all people
actually
are
really
saying
bad
that.
for him.
Yes.
His brother
Some of the stuff that
is his
might-
legal counsel.
Wait, well,
His
I mean,
cousin
hey,
or some shit.
okay, but like, hey, if you got an attorney's badge, it still counts, you know. But like, no, it's bad for it. It's gonna be bad
Chat
for
GPT.
EDP regardless, right? Because apparently, from what I've heard, there's a lot of stuff that is coming out that is it's some of the statements that he's making is just it buries him even more, and it lines in what Boogie's saying is that he's like mentally like just not there.
Yeah.
And he never was, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's the I guess
I mean,
general sense that we're kind
I guess you can kind of noticed it right
I
away
don't
in the
personally
old
care about the platforming side of
in
things. Tons of
the
scummy
older
people get
videos, I
platformed.
guess.
However, just because somebody
It's just
is on
that
a
one
channel
time where he
doesn't
really got
necessarily mean
punked on that
that
on it.
You're
their
supporting
depiction
him
is going to be it's not a positive depiction. I have platformed tons of scammers. Doesn't mean that I've sit down and
I mean-
say, yeah, go ahead.
Can't
The whole
believe you
platforming-
platformed Jeffrey Epstein like that, Mudahar. Damn.
Dude,
Yeah,
platforming is
that's
such
true.
just a nonsensical. It's like the quickest, easiest way to say something negative that most people will probably agree with, and also be on the side of like virtue.
Yeah.
It's like the quickest, easiest way to just like say something and be like, oh, you shouldn't do
that's-
that.
Platformed an evil man. Why is that bad?
Exactly.
Who cares? You've done it.
Today's
Yeah.
episode of the podcast is
All right,
sponsored.
hold on. Gotta skip this for a bit. Hold on. There is it. There we go.
Start your 2 weeks free
Yeah.
trial today.
Let's get Dora or whatever. Back to the
I will say
video.
one more thing about Mike Klum while we're on the topic.
I like Mike a lot.
Yeah, I like Mike. a
Yeah,
lot.
he's a good dude.
I think he's a good dude. He is weird as shit, and that's coming from me. So I've known some real weirdos. But I think he means
Takes one to
extremely
know
well
one,
in
I
terms
guess.
of- for the YouTube ecosystem, he didn't mean well for me necessarily. He didn't mean well for definitely doesn't mean well for EDP or anybody else he films with. Like if you f***ed up, he's going to call you out on your shit, right? Like that's a good thing. But for the YouTube ecosystem, I think Mike is very good for that. And the other thing is he's a bit of a perfectionist as well. Like we talked about some of the other projects he's got in the works, and we all
Didn't
know
stop him from
publicly
getting your
that
numbers wrong.
he definitely got some numbers wrong. I'm
He
gonna
did
lie.
not get the
But
the math correct.
Like the DSP thing, that
Chip
part,
without the
I'm
calculator.
hoping that one still works out. But I know for a fact he's told me he's got a couple of things in the can that he finished that he did not feel were like important enough or big enough to follow up the one we did. Like mine did 5 million. He wants to do 10 million on the next. And I think the EDP thing is the best way to do it. But I think in the end, that guy's going to be one of the most prolific YouTubers. And I think what he's doing is probably good for the ecosystem. I hope so in the end.
Yeah, nothing against
I think
the guy.
I
I
think
like
the
him. He's a
best
good
part
dude.
about Mike is like he's got like Mike has gotten as much trust out of people as Oompa and Nux have because without even thinking, what's so up, and I thought about this before filming today. I'm like, I gave the dude my home address immediately. You know, like, I wrote it, like he's like,
Wait,
"What's
don't
your
wanna
address?" I'm
dox
coming over.
yourself
I'm
or
like,
whatever?
Here it is, and I'm like, wait. Normally I would not do that, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
And he shows up like on time, super professional. Like, you know, I'm from the same like industry, or at least worked in the same one. So when he was like striking and like doing all the setup in my house, I'm like, dude, I can help out. He's like, no, you're like talent. I'm like, dude, he's like,
I
the
think you just
nicest
have to
dude.
like
He's like the chillest guy in the
the
world.
second he hits, I have to
Absolutely love
always
his stuff.
wind it up.
I
And
definitely
why the
think he's
fuck it
gonna
didn't
go
wind up
places.
there?
He's like the one guy producing content on the platform that's like, he manages to somehow get people that you would never expect.
I'm
I could
probably
never
gonna
in a
just
million
have to
years
check
get,
the
like,
stats later.
EDP on my channel just because I know that he hates me. I know that he hates pretty much all of us at this point. But like,
Yeah.
Mike is able to somehow convince this guy to get on, and
Yeah,
that's,
and also, like,
that's an
it's the
impressive
fact that
thing.
his content isn't just kind of commentating things that bleed into the public. He is actually
Yeah, there's that. There's
finding
also,
things
yeah,
and making them.
the
It's not like,
still
you know,
surprises.
commentary
You
YouTuber,
say that about
"Everyone
meanwhile
says
you managed to
it
get
seems
fucking
like they're
Boogie
all
on a
bite and no
podcast.
bark." Right? Like, it's
How's
like
hi
a
there,
very,
Scrub?
very
Doing good?
different situation, you know?
Yeah.
He's actually figuring it out. He's doing the
When will
journalism
his
side.
Thoughts on Sonic Boom? She's mid. You talking about the games or the show? Yes, the games are hit and miss. Oh, you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the fucking Sonic Sonic game or whatever. I didn't immediately think of
As
fucking
Minecraft,
Skylanders.
Documentary takedown come out. Because
She's mid?
It is now confirmed everyone who's ever played Minecraft.
She is powerful, but she definitely doesn't have much of a moveset. Yeah.
Is it
Listen,
big claim? Big claim.
I mean, hey, listen.
You can definitely do a lot of damage with her babies, but that's about it.
I think it's maybe closer to like 10, 11, 12. Okay, so all
Well, yeah, have you
jokes
ever
aside,
considered though that maybe they're just minor attracted people and deranged?
She definitely didn't get like
I wish we could take
a
that
big
word
fucking
out of the
boost
lexicon.
like Whirlwind got
I hated
in
a
like
word
Swap
so hard
Force.
as minor attracted.
Yeah.
Like when you said that, I was like, I wanted to like punch myself. I'm like, there's no such thing as like minor attraction. All right, listen, if you've never committed a crime, go seek help. But if you have, go straight to the gallows. What the?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Bring
only,
the
like, the whole
guillotine.
waiting for the EDP
Much better to use than
the
3x
documentary to
and
come out to reserve judgment or whatever.
I
Bro,
won't
there
say
is
that. I think I have much.
nothing.
I won't say that.
That can cure.
Yeah, I definitely much prefer playing 3x and
perception
Fun
of
Pack
this
compared
Yeah,
to
I mean,
Sonic.
no curing. I just want to
Especially
know how
3x when he gets the
actually is.
suplex
That's what I
move.
want to know. I want to know, is it just what I've heard, or does it get worse? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and the thing is like,
Yeah, that shit never gets old with tree wrecks.
Like I remember months ago
And
when
Fun
you
Pack,
had your interview.
yeah, same thing, yeah.
EDP.
You know what you're doing, he's
he
not
said,
too
'cause he was
bad.
Like, man, this is just too up. And
You just-
I feel like it takes.
I'm pretty sure he's
you're
just saying that, Scott, because you got yourself completely fucked with the Nightmare Run. Yeah, what? You got stuck with Fun Pack and you just couldn't get past fucking Glacier Keeper because you didn't fucking dive or whatever.
that to you, where you're like, you know, it's just. I don't know. I feel like you can almost make any topic hilarious or any interview that you do.
The only giant I like is
And you can
Tree
always
Wrestling.
make some. Yeah, you can always make somebody look dumb on your
Really?
channel, right? Or like, you know,
The
you can make
only
them walk
one?
into a trap. But it's like when you were telling me, it's like when you were telling us on the show, it's like
I have to
EDP,
disagree on that
interview,
one
it's like
completely.
there's just nothing good out of it.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
were just- you were actually,
I like
angry
playing with
coming out
any
that
of the
interview,
giants.
and it's like there's just no
My favorite
sympathy or
definitely has to be like
remorse that this guy has.
Swarmer.
Which I think arguably is like the worst
Definitely.
thing
Not just
that
because I
anybody
like
can
his
do.
design.
So yeah, when like I guess when we saw you in that, it was just like, man, you're sitting down and you're like,
I'm not much of a
breaking
fan
bread
of
with
the
this guy.
Giants.
It's like, it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, if you're not going like
Everyone
I
has
don't
their
believe the
preferences,
platform
but yeah,
bullshit.
I
really
don't
think
mind
you
the
should be able to
Giants.
Make a video about any topic, and as
Maybe the
long as
thing with
can
you is that they're
discern
too slow for
and
you,
make
maybe.
a conscious effort to tell people, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, right?
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, of course.
there's
that's
one
not
thing.
platforming. Making fun of someone.
I
on a
don't
platform.
personally. I don't mind them being
also-
too slow as long as there's
at
like
the end of the day,
they
like
do
I
a
said,
shit ton of damage
he's a
and they're
human
actually
being,
fun to play
and
with.
So I tried to show him the respect
Yeah, I don't
I would
mind
show
them.
any human being.
I
Y'all
wouldn't.
know him. But it was extremely difficult in that situation. I don't know how I came across. I'll have to go to the footage to know for sure. And I do want to say the reason I use the phrase minor attracted is not because I'm like politically leftist and I think it's a. I think being attracted to a 14-year-old is just as bad as being attracted to a 4-year-old. And so I lump all of these guys in. I know people try to
okay.
like file, hebephile, this file. I don't know.
Most
They're all
tick of
just
the year, I
disgusting.
guess.
So, in my opinion, if you are minor attracted at all, I don't care, 14, 12, 10, 5, 1. You're a still disgusting monster, and I'm just going to call y'all one big thing, and that is minor attracted.
Brave
think the
stance.
phrase "minor attracted" just like implies a certain level of sapience and like how you have a lot of understanding of like it's a science almost when you say minor attracted. It makes it seem like you're well read and learned in terms of being a file. That's why I think that's a not a good. I think file just encompasses anyone really.
Yeah.
And I think it also is just it's a
Caleb, I
weird
think
like
you should
I think I should probably
unzip
just
your
pull out
limp-
the headphones
limp-
for this. Hold on.
Player 1 to serve.
Okay, here we go. Because I think the microphone is picking up the audio from the PC.
Love 30.
libtard brain for a moment and listen to this empirically correct fact I'm about to spit at
I
you.
love that.
Okay, here we go.
So much.
It's so
But
good.
I also think like that kind of phrasing is just like it like softens the blow for what is and it should always be an incredibly serious topic and subject.
It should be it should be derogatory. It should be an epithet, a slur.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
The only slur that's
That's
okay.
fucking
We need a pedo is a slur, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Technically.
it
Is
is
it a slur
the
or a
worst thing you can
definition?
say to
Well, you
somebody.
want people not to actually be
It's the worst
ashamed
thing
of
you can
saying
say
it
about
because it
somebody.
being a
Those
slur.
slurs do have definitions, though.
It's true, but I don't know. I feel like okay, whatever.
Because like if you just like Latin would just be like wouldn't that just be like a young person, like pediatrician, ped.
No,
damn it, you were so
pediatry is like the doctor for children, right? A pediatrist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a Latin. If you want to go like that,
Yeah.
a pedo could be
Yeah.
But
anything
isn't
really.
file someone that wants to, have sex with that? Right? It's
A file is someone who has like not an
attraction-
obsession, but is
attraction to that. type of
Attraction.
yeah, I suppose because there's audio files, there's all sorts of stuff. And audio files is not sexual in any way. It's someone who likes. I'm an audiophile. I have a
You like,
$1,700
you like
headset.
wave
Oh, you're into that music, eh? You're an audiophile. See,
Yeah, bro.
No, but in all seriousness,
disgusting.
like, the whole EDP arc. It's like it's come to. I don't know if after the Mike Clump stuff, anybody could make anything that tops that kind of nonsense.
To
It's
be
pretty much
honest,
over.
if the Mike Klum thing doesn't wind up with this guy in jail, like, it's
he has
just
cockroach luck.
Then we
on
kind
him.
of fucked
it's just
society.
constant, and dude, it's not gonna change my opinion on him.
I'll tell you where EDP is going to end up. That guy's
Dead?
going to end up in a morgue real soon.
What?
He
Is that a
Like,
threat?
super-
no, I'm telling you, he's like I'm dying. He's really dying.
Well, didn't Gideon run into him at a dialysis clinic?
Yeah.
And that dude
Yeah,
needs
that's not
dialysis
good.
3 days a week or he will die. He's on the
Oh,
kidney
wow.
transplant list. He ain't going to get one. He needs to lose like 300 pounds to get on it.
Holy shit! They need to execute this guy quick or for it to mean something. You know what I'm
Again,
saying?
Mike, forgive me for saying this, but he came straight from dialysis to the shoot, and that dude would not stop bleeding. I don't know if they have him on a bunch of blood thinners or I don't know what else, but that dude was
Bleeding
bleeding
from what?
the whole time we filmed.
From his
his-
anus.
from the
Holy
dialysis port
shit.
or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't believe. Like, I'm like, this dude is not just dying soon. This dude's dying tonight.
That's up, bro. Holy shit.
And then
The urge to fiddle with kids is keeping him alive, I guess.
2 hours old, cold and nasty, right?
Shit.
So like Mike wants us to eat for the bit.
How much McDonald's did you eat? Let's be honest here.
I took 2 or 3 bites of a cheeseburger for the bit, and then
Okay.
out of nervousness during the sit down, I ate like 2 donuts and an apple pie.
But-
And he ate as much as I did, if not more. And
So
like,
holy
honestly,
shit!
I don't
This
nervous
documentary
system.
is just
Definitely
killing
don't
him. You're giving
Out of
him all
nervousness?
sorts of. That's the plan. That's the meta.
when I get nervous, I feel like my stomach cuts off.
Yeah.
Like whenever I see people in movies, I watched Fury last night, and they were all yelling at each other, and they were still eating while they were upset with one another. I was just thinking of how I could never possibly eat in any sort of situation of duress or.
Dude, I eat when I'm anxious. I eat when I'm sad. I eat when I'm mad.
yeah.
If I could eat while
I guess
I'm
most
asleep,
people
I'm pretty sure I would do
can
it.
actually do that.
But, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
wanted to like
Hungry.
do something while they're
I'm
they're anxious or
I'm
whatever.
definitely hungry, man. I'm hungry all the time.
Nice.
It's miserable.
No, but see, but like at the end of the day, with the whole EDP stuff, with all of this shit, I'm glad you mentioned the whole like 3 days of dialysis because that's one thing that Mike even mentioned to me. I'm like, when I found out about like all of it, I was like, that's just really bad. Like my uncle who passed away like years ago, he was on dialysis most of my life because of a kidney issue, and he wasn't even going through dialysis all that much, even in his age. He was like, but. And the thing is about like EDP, it's like from what I've heard, he's like so happy-go-lucky about a circumstance. He's like, I'll just end up getting a surgery later. I'm like, you don't really get to do it on the last
Bruh,
day of
you
your
don't have the
life,
fucking
know?
time for that.
I mean, you never
Literally.
even know what the last day of your life looks like, right?
Yeah, the severity of his situation, and again, I think this goes with what Oompa's saying. Like he's not all
Yeah.
there, right? I said that too. The severity of his situation is clearly not there. I don't think he realizes this is his swan song. This Mike Clum documentary, he may not live to see it uploaded.
Like
And
literally.
I don't think he really
Rob,
understands.
he really has the fucking
And,
clock
you know,
ticking.
I mean, maybe that's for the best at the end of the day. You know?
Karma.
You can't hurt anybody else when you're in a pine box. So.
Well, moving on from like the EDP side of things, let's move to people that are a little interested in an older demographic. The Minecraft YouTubers currently that have been trending
This
for the
again?
last, I would say, week and a half. I wanna be just like brutally up there.
But it's like every week there's always something about a fucking Minecraft YouTuber or whatever.
The last episode.
Did you guys see that? What they said about Wilbur's room?
Wait, what did they say about him?
Somebody said some shit. I read it. I have not kept up with any of this, by the way. But every single day I see more, and I'm like, all right, this makes sense. And Wilbur apparently, according to this is, I don't even need to say allegedly because it equates to him having a messy room. But someone who was with him at some point said that his bathroom would stink, and he would like spill stuff on the ground and not clean it up ever. Like he was the most messy person that this person had ever been with.
Even worse than Asmongold?
For some reason.
Wait, your YouTuber doesn't clean up their house?
But like to like a pigsty level, to like literally leaving stuff spilled on the ground.
Does not play Minecraft.
Yeah, see, exactly. Even he pulls out the fucking Asmongold thing.
The amount of people that I know in this YouTube space that are like the most filthiest people on the planet, I just don't understand it. Like I've never truly understood that. It's like I think all of us keep our houses relatively clean, right?
Yeah.
Most of us, I
If your
guess.
house is dirtier than mine. That's surprising to me. And like the worst case is like one of my. I'm a huge Asmongold fan, and every time I
guess
see
most people are.
photos of his house, it really creeps me out, and that's saying something because I grew up in like a roach-infested rat hole. So it's I don't know what I don't understand. Like you can afford a cleaner. You have somebody come in and fix your.
It's like there's this one Roblox YouTuber or streamer, and they're just like the filthiest pig I've ever seen.
Yeah, I saw that guy. I made a video about him. Yeah.
And I don't understand how you can get that filthy. Like, if
After a while, he's just gonna be a fucking. He's just gonna be in the episode of Borders or whatever.
There's like a diagnosis you can get for that, but it's just like usually with me and stuff like that. Anytime something is like a little bit up in my house, it's just like I feel absolutely shit about it. So when I don't know, I've never found like I love playing video games. I really do. I think most of us here love video games, but it's like I've never had video games ever consume my level of like cleanliness away from me. That's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, like it's pretty apparent if you look behind me. I don't mind stuff being junked up. I don't mind having a stack of magic cards on a table that sits there for a month. I don't get that's fine. But when it starts to get dusty,
If it's like food that's rotting in the fucking table, then yeah, you gotta have to deal with some. You gotta have to deal with that, kind of. You have to.
I can't leave it there for 5 minutes. It has to get picked up.
Also, the irony is like these people are really rich. Like they can hire someone to do this shit for them.
You just don't want to.
That involves like spending money though. Like that. I've always found like okay, so coming from like a household that like it's not like we were ever poor. I don't want to ever say that we were well, but it's just always like when you come from like a place where you don't ever have like the rich fun money. I don't think you ever walk away from like spending a lot more. Like I always find out that my
I need to
frugality
check if
carries over.
I'm
Like,
actually
I
getting
buy
the
nice
drops.
stuff, but I'm generally a very frugal person when it comes to like spending money in and out. Like I feel bad when I buy a video game, you know? Like,
Yeah, same.
I bought Dragon's Dogma too. I mean,
Man,
we
it's
know,
$70. Like fuck me.
I feel bad buying it. I'm like I can afford it.
I don't buy shit almost ever for myself unless it's like food, whatever. Cars,
Okay, yeah, I am
stuff
getting
that I do.
some drop
And
shots
then
going
once I do it,
in
you
here.
know, I'll do it right.
Yeah, I
guess.
think the
I'm not
problem
gonna
is just
do
I
it
wasn't
on
winding it up
Friday. I feel like would
long
actually
enough.
enhance my
I think
life.
that's
But
what it
anything
was.
that's not that, like I can't like. I'm gonna spend money on this thing that I don't really like need. I could give this money to charity, and then I usually do.
Yeah, the same thing with me. No matter how much fucking money I add my account, it always felt bad spending even a little bit. It's just me. That's just a me thing.
Band-Aid got ripped off.
I know people that just love wasting money.
Bro, we saw the documentary.
Yeah, we saw him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I'm just saying, don't ever pull that Band-Aid off. Like you live like that, you die like that. Because once the money starts flowing, it's my divorce. I mean, I had to cut a check for $250,000 for my divorce, and after I was like, well, if I spend $250,000 today, I can spend $1,000 on magic cards. So I did it, and then it stockpiled from there.
That's like
There's balance to it.
Wait, so
'Cause at
it
the
was
end of
ever
the- at
since
the-
the divorce that the magic card thing really went crazy?
Yeah, I used to buy like a box of every new set, which is like $99 in general.
Okay, so
And
the
then,
magic thing just became a,
I did some
a
unboxings
coping
prior to
mechanism,
that,
I
so would buy
guess.
a little bit more when I was unboxing it and making the money back, but
Player
like
two
the whole
to serve.
hooker thing, the whole
Oh, hi there, what up?
traveling
Hope you're doing
thing,
good.
all of that money was after I had.
Thanks for
cut
the
the
work,
check
much
for 40
appreciated.
and I'm like,
Yeah, right now it's just
if
playing with
if it
balls
goes that
here.
Easy, let's at least have some fun in the process.
So it's your wife's fault.
Yeah.
something that you
No.
don't tend to do often, Oda.
What do you think? I mean, do you,
No,
is there
it-
the whole money thing, like equating money to being like you being in
Yeah,
having
hope
an inability,
everything's going well.
wanting to use money to have fun or like do stuff? To me, it kind of makes like it makes sense, right? Because like we're all gonna die. You can't like hook up a
Eventually.
wagon with all your cash in it when you die. You can't like go. So it doesn't really money just doesn't really matter at all to me. So that's one thing that I've always had trouble like
1540.
caring about, I guess. When especially when people, because I'm not like bad with money necessarily. I do buy stuff that I enjoy, but I also am doing quite well because I make also for every stupid decision that I make multiple. I would hope that would benefit me at some point in the long run, or I take risks to benefit myself in the long run. But like when
Wait, what was
people,
the slices?
You're a
I don't know.
successful gambler, bro.
what's
Right,
that?
slices are just a regular circle button,
I
right?
gamble, but not
Yeah, I
with,
think
like,
that's what it
slots
is.
and shit. But with like employees.
No, I mean, I'm the same way too. Like, I have the same belief that you just said, like, but like, you die.
Yeah,
you
the
don't
slice
really care
shot is just
about
pressing the
dude.
circle
Yeah,
button.
like,
The
for
drop
me,
shot
what
is
I usually
holding
do with
down
money is I
the
just, like,
circle button.
reinvest it, and it's like I have money for like my brother. Like, I spend money on like family mostly.
Yeah, 'cause
whether
it's
it be
like-
schooling or something. That's it.
I see it as after the bills are paid and after after I'm not going to hurt myself or anyone around me, because I do employ a lot of people that I love. So like a majority of my financial responsibility comes from that that rationale. I want to continue to pay the people that I am paying because I like them being around, and their lives are important. So I don't just blow all my money. But like if I have 10 grand and I could put it into a 401k or buy something that I could have a lot of
401?
fun with my friends and family with,
Or no,
I'm
going to
every
Disneyland
single time
in Paris.
of that 10 if I get the choice, which is also why I have a CFO now.
What now?
Every time I get the choice, I'm going to not care about
Bro,
having
what are
an
these
additional
fucking
10,000,
acronyms?
10 numbers go up in my fucking bank account. Like it's just, it doesn't. I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, it's
For
a
sure.
balancing act, right? Like, as long as you have safety and security, once you're beyond that point, like you said, once the bills are paid, once you know you're going to be safe and you can take care of yourself and your loved ones,
Safe-ish.
right? Like at that point, yeah, have a little fun.
I feel
with
like if
it.
I had
There's no-
Safe
children, my
enough
mind would
to
probably change
deal
as
with
well.
Yeah.
all the inflation going on.
I don't know. For me, I don't like acting frugally. I just don't like what that does to people. It's in my blood. What could I say? My grandfather's
him-
trained.
Him being Jewish and all.
Everyone was
Jesus
waiting.
Christ.
Okay, all right. Listen, the
I
drinking
was
game
gonna say it, but then
continues.
right after
Uh-huh.
you said something how you donated to charity, and I was like, "Woo, glad I didn't say it."
Yeah. So, thanks.
Donate
Save
to
the
church.
kid.
Don't lie me. Don't lie.
My grandfather's basically drilled into me from a very young age. Don't waste money on shit. His big thing was it was a little thing called the Holocaust. It was crazy.
Oh, God, you're right.
And he survived,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty pog how that happened, honestly.
I don't know. Does the Holocaust add like plus 500 to your financial stats or something?
Dude, I'm just saying, you gotta be a mad lad to walk out of there alive. Just saying.
Like that makes
He's
sense.
just-
If
he
it's
just
like
had
a
to be
learned-
built
like a
different.
learned- like at times, like I was alive in the Great Depression type thing. My great grandmother was like that, to where like she didn't spend any money at all on anything ever.
Yeah.
But just like professionally, the worst people I've ever met are people who like money.
Honestly, true.
Oh, like what do you mean like
But
life?
That's
Like,
it.
they
My
just-
grandfather
obsessed
does
with
like
money.
money.
Okay.
All right, so
Like they obsessed with it.
My go-to example. So he ended up in America with nothing, right? Nothing, not even a family. His whole family was wiped out in the Holocaust. Okay, so he basically got there alone, and he made something of himself. Like right now, he's almost 100 years old. He's well off. He has a bunch of grandkids. Like, honestly, like he's like the most inspiring person
God
in my
damn.
life, probably.
Grandpa got
And-
busy.
You know, he says I didn't waste money. That's why I have what I have. And he came to America with nothing. It's not like he blew up in some crypto shit,
I mean, back in
right?
in what
he
the
just
40s,
worked his
I think you
ass
can
off.
kind of get away with
He
that.
made something of
Especially, definitely
Wait for,
not,
like, years down
definitely
the
not
road when
nowadays.
somebody's grandpa is going to be a degenerate crypto boss or
Oh
something.
God, you know it's gonna happen.
Like, he's like, where's your family's source of wealth? It's like the Kennedys can say, like, oh yeah, we were bootleggers.
I fucking like
It's
that's
like,
when
my
so
great-grandpa
at sometimes a
bought
fucking
shit
ball just
ton
goes
of
straight
Bitcoin.
under the
Fucking
straight
laid it down.
between
I
the
couldn't
legs.
even wait for that story to come out.
Yeah.
You know, I know.
It's
I
like
know
I'm
a bunch
trying
of
to play
crypto
fucking
losers. I
soccer
don't
while
know
playing
crypto
tennis.
Was that you?
So.
Before
Yes.
you cashed out?
Yes, definitely me. I'm multi-billionaire, as we all
No,
know.
I mean, like, what was the whole like crypto? So, like, you know, your finances were a big point of contention. I feel like when it comes to like a lot of people that dislike you, they like always look into like, you know, your financial history and everything about that. So it's like, I guess it's best to get your record out clean. It's like, what was like your best crypto like payday? Like, what was that kind of like for you?
So after the divorce, I had about $250,000 left in my name and liquid cash, right?
Yeah.
And
After
McJugger
tax?
Nuggets came to me and he's
Yeah.
like, he's like, look, there's no reason not to put the money in there. Look, I made a ton of money off crypto. You can do it too. And he talked me into it with the agreement that if I lost all my money, he'd give it back to me. You know?
Like
Sure.
a written
Yeah.
agreement or?
No, just handshake.
What
That's
contract?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's already the first
and, like,
mistake.
alright,
No
I'll put
one's
my-
that good of a friend. Okay.
Yeah. I'll put my $250,000 in. Let's see. what
That's already
happens.
the first mistake. Just
And
not
for a
putting that
while,
into
I lost
contract.
a ton. We bought in at like 300. It went down to like 80 for a while, and
What'd
I
you
just
guys
sat on
buy?
it, sat on it, sat on it. Do what?
What'd you guys
Ethereum.
buy out of there? Ethereum.
That was it. Yeah. And so eventually Ethereum went up, and then I joined. This was 2020. I joined this Crypto Bros text chat with like him and I think Lance Stewart is in there, kid behind the camera is in there, and Jesse was talking money moves. So to this day, if I had just held on to my Ethereum, I'd probably be worth over a
You'd be
million.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Shit,
they're
if
like,
you bought Bitcoin right now, the high that it's at. Ooh.
yeah. But they're like, let's get into this thing called
Yeah,
storage. Let's get
you'd
into
be
this thing
fucking
called
set for life if you bought like, I don't know, 2 cryptos back in way back like 2010, 2008 maybe. You'd be set for life nowadays if if you saved your fucking password or whatever.
uni. Let's make some, short moves.
Let's
And-
diversify our portfolios.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so
Those are
I
the people I
did.
don't like.
Dude,
I ended up
man,
trying
but diversifying
uni-
specifically crypto. It's specifically crypto.
It's like
Yeah.
the most degenerate asset.
And again, keep in mind, I'm not blaming anybody. Like, obviously, I had to hit the buy button.
I would blame
Right,
the guy
but-
that said that he promised you your money back. And I mean, I'd blame you more, honestly.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I had to. Hit
Yeah,
the
I'm
buy
with
button.
Nex. I'll blame both of them. Him more, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, exactly.
Right? I take full responsibility. And Jesse's not, unless we signed a contract, Jesse's not responsible for shit. And I bet tomorrow if I hit Jesse up and I'm like, dude, I can't make mortgage, can you help? I bet he would. Right?
Right.
But fortunately, I'm not there. Thank God. And that's even after the falling out me and Jesse had over the whole trans friend shit of his, Emily, and all that stuff. So.
Trans friend?
But
Is there like a story that we were supposed to know? Because you just said that like
yeah,
it
there's a
was
really short version. He had a cameraman who came out as trans, Emily, and Emily like accused him of being like
Transphobic?
and like awful
Okay,
to
yeah.
her. And Emily's like, can you count on me for this? And I'm like, yes. And then during the interviews, Jesse, basically point out a bunch of shit that Emily did that made Emily look very, very bad. And Jesse's like, why didn't you come to me first? And I'm like, I probably really should have. That was a stupid thing to do. I probably shouldn't have just listened to Emily. But so at one point, we invested in, I think, storage or
Okay, yeah.
uni.
I think
And
the
I
points weren't
went from,
counting
like,
before is just because I wasn't winding up
$200,000 I had
long
on it.
enough.
It went up to like right at 800,000.
I think that's where it was.
Tax and everything else would have been considerably less, but it was like 825, 850,000. And I went to bed.
I had to like wind
with
up
that total,
the second he
and
like
I
hits
did
the
not
ball.
Set like a sell minimum price, because again, nobody's taught me how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I woke up the next morning and it was worth less than my initial investment. And I'm like, okay,
Pump
yeah, I
and
just
dump.
lost my ass today. So I mean, yes, $800,000 is a ridiculous amount of money. and it sucks that I lost it, and it sucks that I don't have it. But like Mudahara pointed out the last time we talked,
live and learn, I guess.
realistically,
Yeah.
I'm only out my initial.
Now just
season.
make sure you
I
don't
think people
fall
always
for it
vastly
again.
overestimated what we old school YouTubers made. Like I showed this on my stream not too long ago. I made $1.3 million on my YouTube channel across 17 years.
17,
like,
god
It's a
damn.
decent amount of money, if you ask me.
He's like
But,
one of
the-
the
It
OG
comes out to like
OG
$80,000,
You'll
which is
say
creators.
something
right?
that I
Like that's
feel like
amazing.
that you'll say something that like opens you up to criticism, and then you'll immediately start the next sentence so quickly that like
Oh yeah.
you have to
interrupt
teach
me
us
at
how
any
to do
point.
that.
Interrupt me at any point.
Well,
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
for it.
I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
$1.3 million is like, I mean, it's a.
No, I was
like-
even going like further back when you said that. Oh yeah, so I basically didn't lose anything in crypto, and then you immediately started the next sentence with people overestimating how much YouTubers make. You
Well, I mean, how
you
much?
don't give
we old
people
schooler,
the
yeah, yeah.
opportunity to mention the fact
Well,
that
hit me.
it
Nuts,
was
huh? Yeah,
it was
feel
really
free.
weird that you made like a whole video talking about how you lost everything through crypto when in actuality you just lost the seed money. Like that's a little bad faith.
Well, that was my everything. The reason I said it's my everything is because it was my everything. That, other than the house, which I'm
at the
currently still
time,
living in,
maybe?
He's saying his seed money was all the money he had.
in the whole world. Yeah,
Right.
that's everything I own.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His seed. Do you guys?
Oh,
do you
God.
guys think that? Do you guys think that?
I do think so. Yeah.
17 years. Did you have another job?
No, it's just straight up YouTube. I was on disability when I created my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Right.
How much was that?
$800 a month, minus $100 for Medicare, so $700.
$800 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, not too
Yeah, I
bad.
grew up-
Definitely
I
wouldn't
grew
pay
up
the bills,
dirt
but it's not
poor, and a lot of
too
people
like
forget this. I
halfway
was
there.
technically homeless in the town I now have a home in. In '99, I moved in with my brother. Him and I had a huge falling out. Private, personal reasons. I won't like throw my brother under the bus, but I had to get the hell out of there. I had nowhere to go, and so my best friend who lives with me now, he gave me a place to sleep. Sometimes I couldn't always get in there because it was a dorm and you had to have an ID card and stuff. But I was able to keep my shit there, which is nice. And I was able to sleep inside that dorm, and sometimes I'd sneak into other dorms. Sometimes I would sleep in computer labs and stuff at the university. And it was like that for the better part of 6 months. And me and that friend have clawed our way up from nothing together to build what I have now. So, I mean, I definitely know what it's like to be batshit utterly.
Where are you
broke.
from?
Southwest Virginia originally, but I've lived in Arkansas since '95.
More like Arkansas.
Where? What part of West Virginia? Blacksburg.
Wise, Virginia, right outside of
Wise.
Wise. Originally St. Paul, and then I moved to Pound. And like, you want to talk about poverty? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I'm from
it's
Virginia as well.
Yeah, what
And,
part?
like Gore, Winchester. It's like as
Oh, yeah.
far north and west as you can get, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like
Yeah, I'm
your
gonna
whole
pretend
thing
I know
is funny
anything
to me
about
like,
that
it's here
because
on the internet, so it's
I'm
different.
I'm
Obviously, you've had a lot
definitely
of
not
exposure
very
to the internet, but if you took
European.
pretty much 40% of the adult men that work in trades that I knew, some of them eventually went on disability, and you gave them a YouTube channel. This is the same thing that would happen. This is like the exact same thing that would happen. Just because they don't like, you don't know. You don't like. You're not just magically born with an ability to know what to do with everything, especially things that, you know, being
Like
a YouTuber
finances.
And, I'm not making excuses for you, by the way.
No, of course
I'm
not.
just
Yeah, there's
saying
no
this makes
excuse.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no excuse for the stupid shit I've done, but this might be the reason it happened. I often say that, right? Like, I'll explain why I do the stupid shit I do, or the stupid mistakes I've made, like what my reasoning at the time was. But it's never an excuse, right? Like, I fired a gun in the air. I might have had all the reason in the world to fire a gun in the air. Doesn't matter. Still had to plead guilty.
Why did the losses
Still had to
not
become a
count,
felon,
then?
right? Like, I fucked up. So I know what I was.
Yeah, for some reason
I'll tell you what
the
was
losses
in my head,
the
but
losses
it's
thing
not an
aren't
excuse.
going
It's
up,
not a
but the
justification.
wins are.
It's just why I did it.
It's so weird.
But yeah. So I get what you're saying. Man.
I mean, doesn't really
I mean,
matter.
I've never, like,
I wouldn't really
one
need
of the things that I
the
always
wins
like
to know
even
how
talk
far
about,
I am
like, I
for
came
the
from
for
no
the gold
financial
medal.
knowledge at all. You know,
But
I
still,
came as an
it's
immigrant
still
to this
something to
country, so I
point
had, like,
out.
no idea of like investments or financial knowledge. So when I got even a touch of money, and I'm talking money that, like, you know, disposable money, you know, money that you could chuck away and forget about. That's when the first thing I did was I started, you know, to talk with finance managers and like actually learn how to like grow wealth and everything. And even when I was making really good money, a lot of that was like my lifestyle would never reflect it because I would always like try to seek the security first. and then like worry about the fun stuff afterwards. Like I get what Caleb says, like you don't get to go away with your money, but it's like I would always worry about like not ever.
Just curious, before I told you my favorite anime, what anime did you think was my favorite? Shit, come on. Here we go. Your favorite, huh? Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe My Hero? I don't know. You'd probably be like one of those people that were really into My Hero Academia. Honestly, I was kind of one of them, like at the start, but then the show just got fucking boring as shit. Especially at the start of like season 5, where they're in the middle of the training arc or whatever. Man, that shit got boring. I was just waiting for them to finally get into the actual plot. Yeah, after that I just completely stopped watching My Hero.
I don't ever want to be a billionaire in my life. Like I think that's a
Never
insane
watched
amount
it.
of money,
Yeah.
and it's not.
I
something
mean,
that I think ever appeals
if
to
you're
me.
into those types
But I
of
also don't ever
shonen,
wanna be in a
you can
situation where I
go
have
and
to
watch
think
it, but
about
I
the
wouldn't
day-to-day,
recommend
right?
it.
That's
There are
what
definitely better
it's
animes
about.
out there.
I think if you've ever lived it, I think most people can understand. It's like the security is
Yeah.
what you aim for.
Yeah, I've been back there now for about a year, and it's nowhere near.
One
as
reason
bad
that's
as I
just
thought it
Deku
was.
gets really
And I
fucking
definitely have
annoying
it
after a while.
infinitely better than most people. Like I still live in a very nice home.
Bet One Piece is
I can
better.
afford
Yep,
health
definitely.
insurance. I can
Definitely.
afford to eat out sometimes. Like I probably eat out way more than I should, Caleb Hammer.
Yeah,
but-
just like the
but,
first few.
At the end of the day, like
Again, like episode in the 70s, episode 70, around the 70s, yeah, it's already a much better fucking anime than the 20 plus episodes that I saw from fucking My Hero. What was it? Was it like? Yeah, I think it was like more 40. Yeah, definitely. It has been a while since I'd seen any new other One Piece episodes. Currently, I stopped at the arc where they meet up with Chopper. And I've just been so busy with other shit that I haven't been catching up recently. But yeah, it's definitely much better. Definitely has a lot more better like character development compared to My Hero. Definitely.
it sucks, and I
Like
empathize with
Chainsaw Man?
everybody. If I had
Chainsaw
to do
Man,
it
I
over
actually
again,
haven't
would've
seen that.
focused on my
I've
security
heard
more than anything.
good things
But
about
I
it.
said this the last time you and I had a
Mostly just from Makima.
Dead
Yeah,
people
probably.
cash in their 401ks, right? I wasn't planning to live
Yeah.
to 65. I wasn't planning
So
to
you
live
need to
to
watch
50.
both.
I don't know how the hell I'm
Or are
still
you
here.
planning to live to it now?
I think
You've
Chainsaw
got a
Man might be
significant other, you've got a life
easier
now
to
that
get
I
into
think
compared to One
that's
is
Piece.
why-
worth fighting for.
Because
Here's
you know,
the coolest thing I'll say on this
Chainsaw Man
podcast.
isn't like
I
1,000
wish I
fucking
had bought more
episodes
Magic
long.
cards.
Really?
Yeah, because we're currently cataloging them, and
Okay.
we've cataloged 30,000
Although,
worth. And I
from
feel
my
like this is gonna
understand, from my understand, One Piece it's already almost at the end. In terms of like the manga, I think the anime it's still gonna take a bit before it gets to the end. But Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man it's definitely not gonna take as long. Sucks that you need Crunchyroll Premium to be able to watch all the episodes for them. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You definitely can't just search up free episodes on the internet. Wink, wink. I use Crunchyroll for anime. I think you should just. I think it might be much easier if you just like search up on Google anime episode something free episode or something, and you should end up finding something.
a very nice saving grace.
Yeah,
Now,
there's bound to be.
admittedly, by the
You're
time I'm
bound to
done with
find
the
like
collection, 100K is
one or
probably
two sites
what
that
makes me
just
want.
that has
And
all
we
the
won't sell
episodes
it
for
that.
free.
Right, not even close. I'll probably
I'm
get.
not
50
gonna tell you
rather than
what
100,
what
and
I'm not
somebody
gonna
else
tell
will
you what
piecemeal it on TCG
site
Player
because I don't want to get
and
fucking banned or
25
whatever.
extra. Or maybe I'll be the one that
But there are
puts
options.
it on TCG Player.
I'm just gonna
But
tell
I'm
you
in a
that.
pretty fortunate situation where like I wish I'd spent more money on Magic cards because that's going to be what saved my ass. I'm really happy about it.
It's
It's not
ironic.
crypto.
It's
It's
just
like a different type of NFT.
no, but
Right,
the
yeah,
funny thing
yeah.
is about your investment in Magic cards. It's like it was a terrible investment by any metrics. It was
Yeah.
just at least it's something tangible. It's not like extra food. that
Right, it
just
couldn't
disappeared.
disappear on my phone while I slept.
Yeah, you
right?
couldn't consume that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
just to be clear too, my what I was saying about my approach to money, I'm not saying it's the right approach. Just to be clear, I think that it's not. I don't think that that's a very like if everyone thought that way,
Okay, there
would
we
be
go.
probably
Now
totally
the odds are
anarchy.
actually
So-
going
I
up.
had to do it over
Yeah, I
again,
just had to
based-
fucking
what I
say something,
hear
and
you
now
saying that I
they're
think
going up.
This is what your advice would even be. Is I think you take care of your security first, right? And then when you have enough money to where you know you're going to be okay, you got the nest egg, you got the investments. Hell, your 401k is full. You know you'll be able to retire at 65. Then if you want to buy the fancy car with the
Yeah.
extra money, right?
I still
Then
don't
if you want to
think
start
you should
taking
buy the
people out,
fancy
Big
car.
maybe.
Fancy cars are so overrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think
the-
that's bad.
Just get
Yeah, I
yourself
think
a
the fancy
fucking
car,
mini or
that's just
something,
purely
and
your own.
you're
If
fine.
you want to do that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fancy car
completely
is
cool.
ego.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, it's all
I
fucking
literally
ego.
couldn't even own
Absolutely.
a fancy car if I wanted to, just because the height me the most.
All you need is just like the most basic ass fucking car they can get, and you're set for life.
Player 1 to serve.
The only reason that people get fancy cars just show off.
Dude, Matt
I was,
Pat just his career just ended, and he ends his last video getting into like this shitty old car and driving away, and I was like, that is so awesome. Like that is
No, like,
so awesome.
I remember the first.
Yeah, I
like,
wanna be that
fancy
guy. I
vehicle
wanna
I
still
ever
be driving a
actually bought
shitty-ass
was, like,
fucking
from
car.
my dad, because we would always like we would always like have the used stuff for a while. So I was like, oh, here you go. Even like the fancy car, like I was out in San Antonio, and like I was out with the Unsubscribed boys, and I sat in like Eli's like McLaren
Dude,
and everything. It
they're
was
so
a nice
cool.
car, but like every
Yeah.
time I sat in it, I'm like, bro, my feet are like up against the
Yeah, I
glove
like.
box.
I think cars are terrible. I don't think people should buy cars like if they want to be smart. But I like them. I think it's one of those things that falls into the category of just like I enjoy the way that it makes me feel when I do it.
They enjoys
and
it.
it's not going to hurt me unless I drive really fast, obviously, and kill myself. Then it absolutely could. But it's not like a drug.
don't
It's
do
not like a.
But yeah.
It's not like I'm
I mean, it's
giving.
not like it goes away after. It's not like a hooker where you f them for an
Yeah,
hour. And then
right?
they're
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah, and they maintain like, and if you're smart, you can buy cars and they can maintain value. I mean, I've essentially up traded one of the new Bronco.
Hopefully they actually timed with the
one of the
fucking thing.
Broncos. I pre-ordered, bought it for the normal price.
Because that would be fun.
Traded it in for a GTR, and then traded a GTR in for a Raptor R, and like.
I
And
did
out.
that with an old Model S. I bought it during like pre-COVID. I bought an old Model S and it appreciated in value like
That's crazy.
30, 40 grand, and then I
Yeah,
sold it
exactly.
back and bought the new
Dude.
S with the differential. I was like, all right.
There
let's
was like
fucking go.
3 months where Broncos were going for like 115 grand, and it's a $50,000 car.
Yeah. You were telling me, but that was insane. I was
Crazy.
and same thing with
God
like, the
damn.
Cyber trucks now too. Like I was thinking of getting a Cyber truck for like.
I guess
range
the
day
man.
that's
I
coming
guess
up.
the man was really high at the time.
Well,
Maybe.
you know, the whole Tesla thing. A lot of people don't know what my plan was with that Tesla. But I have a friend who owns. I have a friend who owns a celebrity car museum up in Branson. My friend Scott, and then another friend manages the place. And so the plan was to get like, it was a bad idea. This is a stupid bad idea, but it made sense to my stupid brain at the time. But we were gonna kit the Model X with the wing doors out to look like a modern day DeLorean. Get it silver wrapped and get like the Mr. Fusion on it and the stupid flux capacitor and like take that to conventions because it's already getting paid.
Yeah,
for
she
the
all
convention.
you
I
need
thought
is also
I'll have a
fucking
show car,
uranium
add a
or
bunch of
whatever,
bang to
or
the budget.
plutonium.
And they told me like we could
So
get
why
that
didn't
out
you
for you
do
for
that?
under 20K. Because it was a stupid financial decision. I was never going to make the money back.
Yeah, but you would have made
It-
some money back.
Well, I ended up just not buying the car.
Okay, that's even better.
Yeah, that was way smarter.
So it's funny
Yeah.
we're having this discussion. I just bought a Tesla.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
you bought one.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate douchebag YouTuber car.
I needed a douchebag car. It's
Yeah,
been...
you nuts.
I need one, at least
Driving
one.
of those
All right,
electric
dude.
jet
All right, dude.
trucks.
I've seen you watching hentai on your Tesla. Okay, get out of
Dude.
here.
Yeah.
I would get one, but I don't. There's like it's just not feasible. Everywhere I go, I got to drive 3 hours, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
Pretty
you'd be
much.
surprised how long
You-
that bitch can go.
Guess
on
he
a
just
3-hour
lives on
charge.
will
I
be
went all the way to,
on
like
the
Buffalo and beyond, and I like
nowhere.
came back and I'm like, oh, I still like 38% left. Yeah, let's go. Your range anxiety dies real quick once you drive one of those cars.
Yeah, I was the one time that I realized I took a road trip with McJuggernuggets and we had to set at a target for 45 minutes for him to fill his car. It was like a mall, but it had a Target in it.
But
It was
like the
a
electric
two-story
car?
Target. We had to walk around this mall for 45 minutes. I'm like, this is absolutely not how I want to travel. I'm so glad I did not purchase this car. Has it gotten faster to charge him, I wonder?
It takes like
Right, that's the thing.
25-ish minutes, 20 minutes if you're going from.
Yeah, that's the thing with electric cars. They don't last that long, especially if you're going like uphill. So it's best to just get yourself one of those hybrids where it's an electric, but it also has like diesel or gasoline or whatever.
To serve.
From like the
Yeah,
emergency.
it's much
like
better to just get
10%,
one of
maybe you
those
gotta plug
hybrids.
this up to like 80%. Anybody
Why?
that sets it beyond 80.
Because that way, when
decided
the
to name
electricity
Buffalo
runs out, you
Buffalo?
still have like
30
A
bucks.
nut
something
job,
to
bro.
power the
Like,
fucking
an
car.
actual nut
Probably like
job.
your
That's
great
all.
Someone that really
grandfather.
likes the wings. I don't know.
Weird. Well, isn't that where the wings come from?
Yeah. I was trying to make a joke.
Buffalo is like one of those places where it's so depressing. Like, I was in the mall in Buffalo, and it was just like the biggest sign they have, like the billboard, is like, "Hey guys, if you're using fentanyl, here's the counter drug to fight it." I'm like, dude,
The
this has
fuck?
got to be the most depressing
Yeah.
city to actually be in. But everyone's like chill from Buffalo too. Like, if you, I don't know, everyone I've met from there is really cool. It's just like the entire town or the city just gives the vibe of like a fentanyl like addiction.
I do really like the East Coast. Haven't come from there, and like I did enjoy my time in DC, but I haven't been in a long time. Right, I was there briefly for like one night to fly out of there, and I loved Cleveland. My God, I hate how much I love Cleveland. Now my second time there.
Really?
I
Well,
feel
you
You're
were-
like the only
You went
person
to
I've ever
Cleveland.
talked to that said that.
Yeah. I have a friend in
weird.
Cleveland, and he does not have
It
the
gives you
same
an-
opinion.
It gives you an idea of how shitty Arkansas must
Oh,
be. doesn't
down
it?
to
The way
Cleveland,
I
down
see it is
everyone.
you were in a room
This is
eating, and then you left the room and saw Cleveland,
love
and it
that
felt
song.
like freedom.
you
Like,
ain't wrong.
yes, this place,
ain't wrong.
this is everything.
Player 1 to
DC
serve.
was the funnest like state that I've been to because it was the only state where I like literally almost got destroyed by U.S.
DC?
Marshals. Yeah, Washington D.C. Sorry, like
Oh,
the
okay.
actual city.
The Commonwealth.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one time I was like, it's the same thing. I was flying through there, so I was going out of Vegas, and I knew I got COVID. So I was like, man, I have to make this flight tonight, otherwise I'm stuck in Nevada. So I'm like, all right, what's the best way you can get me back home to Toronto? They're like, we'll route you for like 3 hours in DC. I'm like, do it.
Goddamn, that was a
So I'm
close
out there
one.
in DC, and like I'm just like, all right, I might as well see the White House. So it's like 1 in the morning, and I actually did not expect it to be dead closed. Like no human walking around the Capitol except me. So I'm in the Capitol, and like it was the only time where like SUVs were like just from a distance following me, and I'm like, oh man, if my brown ass stays here for too long, I
Oh,
am
God,
not
no.
making a flight back to Toronto.
Hey, you said it, not me.
It was like the weirdest vibe that I've ever had. It was like in the winter. You see the Capitol from a distance away. Super weird part of the country, but like I had to see the White House, and I'm like, all right, I'm in Washington. Might as well see what 1600 Pennsylvania Ave looks like. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be around here at like 2 in the morning. It doesn't actually work. Like the marshals are on their they're questioning things. So that was my like only experience there.
The best. I went there as a teenager with the Upper Bound program, and they took us to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
And I've always had a dream to go back and just see everything.
Why
in the
does it haven't got the
Smithsonian.
drop
That's
shots
the
yet?
only real advantage to that town. It's a
Maybe they're
miserable
very
town
big.
full of corruption and awfulness. But I absolutely want to do everything there is to do in the Smithsonian.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like your future, I really do like. I
Why is
really
it
think like
winding
Travel
up so
Boogie
fucking
would be
slow,
an
though?
interesting
The hell?
view on the channel. You definitely
Yeah,
made some
yeah.
travel content that I'm like, it's
The
something I
last
can,
few when we drove up to Cleveland and stuff, people really did seem to enjoy our vlogs and stuff.
There we go.
I'm
That's
trying-
what it's
since
supposed
that
to look
channel
like.
is so utterly dead at this point. I could just upload anything, and so that's what I'm doing. I just upload whatever occurs to me, and maybe if something sticks, we'll do more of it. But
Have you ever
I like the
considered
travel
that's,
stuff a lot.
That's
Yeah.
not a good strategy to do YouTube.
Well, yeah.
But
it's
doing
probably a bad
anything?
plan, but it's how I've always done it for 17 years, and it was successful once. Maybe it'll be successful now.
But things have changed over the last 17 years.
Yeah.
Like the
Well, I'm
YouTube
hoping-
is very different right now.
I'm hoping I'll stumble across something the algorithm will like, right?
Okay.
And if it does, then I'll stick
Doubtful.
to that. Does that make sense?
I
But
think
as it
you
is
sort
right
of
now,
know
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
the
break
44,
20K
45.
views.
Okay,
But
so
you
I'm
know
almost
what
done
the
there.
algorithm would like. You
Tell
know
me,
the
Nuts, I'm
algorithm
curious.
likes
I'm
relevant
curious.
things. It likes drama. It
Oh
likes
shit!
even
I already have 200
you
slice
know,
shots.
your life to some extent. Mike Plum got 5 million views off your ass. Okay. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. You could do something.
Well, that's
brainstorm.
you described
videos.
most of what I upload. If that's mostly what I upload. I upload little fragments of my life, and I do
Okay,
some
so at least I'm
commentary,
almost done with the drop shots
which
for now.
does just as
I'm
well,
gonna
I
have to
guess.
farm a
But
couple
the videos that
more.
have done well over the last 30
A couple
days
more.
has
I
been
need
us
like
just
250,
going out and exploring
and you
the
get the
world.
trophy for
I think a lot
like
of people are
50.
really fascinated with the fact that I'm dating a 21-year-old girl. So
Yeah,
I guess
right now I'm
that's
just
part of it.
worrying. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's tough to-
going
it's
for
tough
the
to bring that
trophies,
whole
and then
topic
once I'm done with those, I'll
but
actually
you know,
farm
go
up
ahead.
the other
How's
stuff so I
that,
can
like,
get the
kinda
gold
You'll get
medals.
married.
Yeah, when is the
It'll probably
date?
be a couple years before we get married. I do think I might ask her in the next year or so. But it's one of those things where I don't want to ruin the rest of her life, and I don't want to ruin my life. So we got to take it very slow. Her parents are on board, which is nice.
What do you mean ruin your life?
To serve.
Well, I mean, like, what if the marriage doesn't work out and it sucks? I don't want to spend the last few years of my remaining life going through a divorce, right? Like, it's not fun for anybody.
True,
Divorce
so
is
you
not fun
gotta
for
make
anybody.
you gotta make sure before you pop the question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
definitely take your time on something like that, I think. And
Yeah, maybe
even though her
like-
parents are on board, and even though she's on board, and I'm
Maybe
pretty
2
pretty
years,
much on
maybe
board,
2, 3.
I want to take it slow for her.
Bro, how do you get the parents on
Yeah, I was
board
about
like
to
that?
ask.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
exactly.
That's
How
like-
the hell did you get
I
that?
think me
It
learning
was
how to
very
defuse
scary. It was
bombs
very
is easier.
Please tell me you presented yourself better than you did in the freaking job interview. Hey, I did
God.
Oh my god.
Of course.
Can I marry your daughter?
Yeah. You know, her mom said to me, and I talk to her mom all the time now. But her mom said to me, she's happy, and that's all that really matters. Says, I've never seen her happy. She's never been happy in the 20 years I know her. She's happy as a pig in shit right
Yeah.
now. Don't fuck it up, Steve. That's basically what her mom told me. You
No
got it.
pressure.
You're gonna fuck it up. She likes our, she likes our home. She's getting better. She's.
I mean,
working
if he
with,
doesn't do any changes, he's probably not
becoming,
gonna
like, a
last
more
long as well.
well-rounded person, because she has her share of trauma growing up, and so she is at 21 where I was at 21, and I thought this was an opportunity to be the person I needed. Right? I had my friend, my roommate Chad. He stepped in, helped me get my shit together. So I thought I could maybe help step in and help this person get their shit together. And so we're doing the therapy thing, we're doing the self-help thing, we're doing the YouTube videos that talk about the problems she's
Buddy?
been through, and she's journaling, and
You,
she's doing the
good?
work that she needs to do to become
there we
a
go.
healthier, better person. And I give her a place to do that, and I'm really happy about that. And I think the results are amazing. When I met her, she could not walk into a Walmart. I don't mean alone. She could. Her social anxiety was so bad. 3 minutes in a Walmart was
Really?
like being on fire for her. Just the other day, she went to Walmart by herself for the first time.
Well,
It was, like,
speaking of
amazing.
speaking of
amazing.
therapy stuff, one of the
Yeah.
interesting therapists that you had recently was
Flaming
I don't know
Star,
how to call this guy.
baby!
Yeah,
Flaming
druggy
Star,
McDrugs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to just start fresh from the beginning, like rip Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
How did this Flaming
All
Star
happens.
crackhead threw a brick through your window nonsense start?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. So,
So I'll try to give you the briefest version. He has been
no, go verbose. Like I want to know.
Okay.
Book of Genesis here.
So he's been in Northwest Arkansas for a long time, and we have a mutual friend who owns a gaming store called Gear Gaming. My friend Glenn Whitman.
Right.
And Glenn is like, "Hey man, I know you've had interest in psychedelics with PTSD and stuff like that in the past. I know a guy. And this guy has,
Right.
like,
He's trying to explain
advertised
how
in Northwest
fucking
Arkansas, I
fun
think,
this
for a
one
long
dude
time.
actually give
I
him
did know his
mushrooms
brother back in the day
and go
did
high and shit.
He played Magic, and his brother was a really interesting person. Referred to himself as plural pronouns for some reason in like 2007. He's like, yeah, well, we don't have a very good deck. I'm like, who the is we? You got a mouse in your pocket, Daniel? But again, looking back on it, they might have also been experimenting with psychedelics back then too.
Yeah, most likely.
But this guy,
You don't say that shit when you're not high.
2019, wrote me on Facebook.
Unless you're no,
I can fix you.
not-
Let me fix you. And I wrote it
not
back,
up,
and I'm
not
like,
good
"How?"
up here.
It's like, I do psychedelic therapy. I'm a healer. I can do whatever. And I'm like, that sounds like bullshit. That sounds like snake oil. Please stay the away from me. But
it's like Smart Boogie kicked in for a minute.
right. Well,
Like, what the fuck?
I started doing the research, and if you look,
Ah, yes, I know a guy
there's
who knows a guy who
documentary
knows a
I recommend
guy.
everybody. It's on Netflix called How to Change
Yeah,
Your Mind.
exactly.
But you can also just
I
Google
know a
this.
guy who
Psychedelics
works at
help people with
Nintendo,
PTSD. Psychedelics
whose
help
uncle
people
works at
with
Nintendo.
depression. Psychedelics, ketamine therapy is very common right now in the United States. That's the breakout version of it.
How do you think I got all
Eventually,
these
we will be
mushrooms?
doing
I got 'em from
combined
Mario
with traditional
himself.
therapy, LSD combined with traditional therapy. And the more I leaned into that, the more I looked into it. And I have a friend, I don't want to dox him, but they cured their heroin addiction through ketamine therapy. The problem is ketamine therapy is pretty expensive, and notably, I haven't had much money since about 2020, right?
I mean, ketamine
So,
pretty much used to get rid of any like
this guy
Smoke,
kept hitting me up, and he started wearing me
so
down.
not
And when Mike Klum is in the area, he's like,
Smoke
what else
whatever.
that we haven't shot? Is there anything else you can think of that would be interesting for the doc? I said, there's a shaman who wants to take me out in the woods and give me mushrooms. And Mike's like, let's
Smoke
do
addiction, yeah, there we
that.
go.
That sounds amazing. So that
Mike's
was
like,
my,
let's just do some drug use today.
yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's good content.
Yeah, even filmed that
Right,
that
yeah.
shit on
And
YouTube.
I was down. Like, obviously, I was down for anything in that documentary, right? Like,
Why?
you know, in my mind, I'm
Like,
like,
this
this
was
is my
painting
Andy
a
Kaufman
picture of
moment. Let's
you.
troll everybody. Let's show myself at the worst. Let's try to burn this shit down and start over. That was my thought
But
process.
dude,
Maybe that's EDP's thought
didn't
process
you
too.
realize that this is like your one shot, the final story into your life that the world will
Yeah.
see? Like,
Yeah,
why
but I mean,
would
it's not
you
like Mike was
become
here. Mike
worse?
wasn't here to film a fluff piece. Like, if I wanted him to make me look good in
But
that
you
thing,
said
he was
you
just
wouldn't
gonna
even
walk
do
out.
this stuff yourself, right? You said you only did this because, like,
You know what? I think I
trolls
might
burned it
just
to the
keep doing
ground,
drop
right?
shots because
It's not about
while
the
going
fluff
for them,
piece.
I might
Like,
accidentally
you were
do
actively
some
hurting
slices
yourself.
as
You were
well.
actively making yourself look like a
Have
fool.
you met me, Nux? Have you seen me? Are you look at me in the camera right now? Do I look
Yeah.
like somebody who takes very good care of themselves? Do I,
Yep.
I-
but
I-
you
God,
also
here
look
comes this
like
fucking
somebody that
self-deprecation
wants to
shit.
history
take
of
good
hurting
care of
myself.
yourself.
It's kind of what I do. I used to self-harm. I used to cut. For
Dude,
God's sakes, look what I do with food every
Do
day.
you
Like,
want to
I'm-
get better?
Yeah, but I
So
thought
then
this
why do you
documentary
keep
might be the way to
sabotaging
do
yourself?
it.
Yeah, there we go. There's a fucking
There wasn't much
self-deprecation
left to
shit again.
sabotage, man.
Well,
At the
there was a
beginning
little
of-
bit, the little bit of fluff that you
I'm
added
doing
for
better
the
now
documentary.
post. I'm doing that better now post the doc with the locale live and everything else than I was doing pre-doc. I mean, it probably ended up helping in the end. But at,
I mean,
at
I am
the
happy
end,
to hear that. Don't get me wrong. I'm still
Yeah.
just I don't understand the headspace of, well, this isn't a fluff piece anyway. Might as well shoot myself
Yeah.
in the balls for content.
I thought it would be funny, and I thought like Charlie, for example, I did not think he was going to take that job interview as serious. Like, I'm so surprised by that.
That job interview. Okay, the reason why I took the job interview like super serious is that like this was a documentary. It was never meant to be like a
Yeah.
comedic piece.
Yeah.
So the reason why any of us were like, and the reason why I was like specifically mad is like I really did feel like that was a part of the video where I'm like the guy cooked you up with an actual interview, and it was like you were out dead set to win.
Wait, that wasn't
It even
that wasn't
says
an
in the
actual one?
documentary. It says mock interview, right? It even says that. I
Yeah,
went
but the
back
mock
and looked.
interview
But the
is
mock
meant to
interview
Oh,
is
it
supposed to
wasn't-
be
it-
prep for an actual interview. It's not.
It was a
a skit.
prep.
Well, maybe that's how
It was
I
a
was prepping,
prep for
you know,
an
like,
interview, okay.
In universe.
That's
thing.
a little
That's how I was
better, but
prepping is,
fuck's
this is what
sakes,
I might say
man.
in a job interview. Let's learn not to do it, right?
Who the fuck pulls out the I watch Pornhub on the fucking job interview line? Who the fuck does that?
But again, we went there to troll
Who
that person.
preps by doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
I
that
don't know,
you
man.
know
You're
you
trying to
shouldn't
make
be
me
doing.
explain.
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
I don't know how to explain crazy to you, man.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, you know, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with like stuff like locale live. Like, so you're doing like locale live. It's pretty much like you're owning
fuck does that?
the title or the term locale, which
Yeah.
is a incredibly negative connotation,
Of course,
right?
yeah,
Like for
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
that doesn't know what a locale is watching, it's somebody that pretty much is milked for entertainment on the internet, trolled relentlessly, and this whole podcast is supposed to be you. I don't know how much like Noxing, but you guys know about the locale live stuff, but it was
I don't know
supposed to be.
anything about it.
So locale live was a documentary initially pitched to Boogie, Wings, and Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil obviously did not join Locale Live.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know,
Because he
stay
didn't
away
want to
from
make
it.
a fool of himself.
But you guys are running Locale Live, and it's like that's the one thing where
Even though he
it really
does
feels
that
like you're
pretty
doing
often.
anything almost for the viewership, right? Like,
I mean, there is some truth into playing the hand life dealt you, right? I've had to always do that. It's never been I've never had great cards in this life, right? So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to pay the bills. I'll do whatever it takes to survive. You know, I shoplifted a tremendous amount when I was a kid to just pay the bills, right? That wasn't a smart decision either, but I did what it took to get
as a
myself
kid
out of
to pay the
homelessness.
bills, bro. What?
Yeah,
Huh?
like when I was when I say 19, 18, when I was
right, right,
homeless.
right.
Oh,
yeah.
so not a kid.
Well, I,
You
you know,
were an
Young
adult there.
young
You're
adult.
like an adult.
I definitely was
This
going to
isn't
do
minor
uh,
attracted anymore.
Yeah.
It's-
No,
Young
I did.
adult.
I actually did
Yeah,
start
let's go with
shoplifting
that.
when I was 16, and it's because my mother had like abandoned us and like wasn't giving me enough money to pay for everything I needed to take care of the house and my family and stuff. My dad. So like I did start shoplifting at 16, believe it or not. That's why I say kid. But to get back on topic, yeah, I the Locale podcast presented itself, and here's the thing: I don't really like myself. In fact, I kind of despise myself. I think that's pretty abundant. And
Yeah,
something
with
I
all
worked
the
on tremendously in
self-deprecation
therapy, and it's
shit.
way better than it used to be. But everything you're touching on right now comes from a mindset of, I mean, talk to anybody who grew up with 18 years of child abuse, and they're all going to feel about the same way. I've discovered, is that we all tend to think we're human garbage, and we all don't think we deserve even the
I mean, if you grow into that
human kindness.
habit,
And so I
maybe,
can easily
yeah.
walk into a situation like the Lolcow podcast and do okay in that environment, right? And so that's the environment that YouTube has presented itself.
Why does
And
it
I have, it's
have
not
that? I don't
bad on my
fucking
mental
know.
health. My mental health probably can't get worse, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the money. You know, I gotta get a mortgage to pay. I'm gonna pay the mortgage. If I had a way
I
to
might
do
have
it
to fucking get out.
differently, if somebody was like, "Hey, let's make you a
Yeah, this is
superhero
taking a
and,
little
like,
too
you
long
know,
to search
fly
up
around and pay
for some reason.
the bills by doing that," I'd rather do that. If I could save lives, I'd rather do that. But if being the internet's whipping boy is,
Yeah, let's
is
try it.
what's gonna
Let's
pay
try
the
it
bills,
now.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There's like kind of like a
Let's
just
see.
like come to terms with like the most worst version of like where you could be is sort of the thing.
Like at the end of the day, I'm not a very intelligent person, I think.
Yeah, there we go.
And on
Now
top
it's
of that,
one.
I
Now
don't
it
really
wants
have
to
very
fucking
good
work.
tools to navigate the universe. And so I'm going to screw up a lot. I have screwed up pretty consistently my whole life.
Right.
And I try really hard not to, and that's one of the hardest parts about it. I try really hard not to. So I figured when Mike Klum approached me, let's embrace the fucking up. Let's embrace all the stupid things I've ever done, admit that I'm that person, and maybe I can get better moving forward. And I think the Lolcow podcast has made me
Yeah, I
better.
mean the first
I think I
step
handled
is
this
admitting it,
flaming
I
star
guess.
shit, this podcast alone, I think I'm handling this podcast infinitely better than I would have 6 months ago. I would not have agreed to be on a podcast with Mudahar 6 months ago, right? I don't think I would have risked it because I don't think I would have had enough self-control to keep my foot in my out of my mouth.
Well, like self-control house. Like, look, I'm not like I never interact with people to make themselves look bad. It's just my always thing is like, and I believe I'm much like this is why I believe like my synergy with these two friends that I have here on the show works really well is because we're all
There we go.
as
Drop and give me
matter-of-fact
50.
as
There we
can,
go.
right? Like, I
Finally.
always see Caleb when he talks about the craziest nut jobs on the internet, and I'm always in agreement with him. We're very like.
Right.
upfront,
I'll just keep doing the
matter-of-fact
drop
people.
shots,
I came from a place where it's like,
and I'll
work hard,
accidentally also do
serve,
some
and
slices.
Never complain about things, and maybe that's not the healthiest.
Yeah,
way to
just
have it,
just
but
kill two
usually,
birds with one
you know,
stone.
the cards that you've been dealt, like don't get me wrong, there's negative in everything, but you can. I don't know. I feel like in a lot of ways you've been given a lot of like that. The documentary. It's like I know that you want to play a character and everything, but it's like there's no reason to absolutely burn whatever remaining goodwill. Like there's nothing that came out
The
of that
documentary wasn't getting
yeah.
made either way, and it probably might have been smarter for me to tell Mike no. But it did play out positively.
yeah.
And I
but-
dreamt of
yeah,
it
that probably
playing
would have been
positively.
better.
I thought, this is my thought process. Number one, it was my chance to play the character and be the person the internet thinks that I am and just really dig in on it. And maybe, just maybe, it would be big enough to where people give it a fucking rest. Like the things I've done, have I done anything like EDP? Not even fucking close. I'm not even as bad as your best Minecraft YouTuber. So at the end of the day, like I'm an idiot, but I've harmed other people. I mostly just harmed myself. And I felt like if we put this podcast out there, people would see it, I'll admit to it, and maybe they'll move on. And yeah, that meant leaning into what the internet believes about me more than what's real, but I was okay doing that. And who cares? Let's have fun with it.
I don't know.
Right?
In my experience with the internet, anytime a fool that people get views making fun of does something stupid, it's just going to make more people make fun of them. I don't think leaning into being an idiot. It's like if EDP
Well, like,
just
okay, if you're
leaned
gonna-
into more kids, maybe people would forget he was a pedophile. Like
Allegedly
that's the
not.
logic.
Yeah, that's definitely not
That's
gonna
the
work.
logic that it seems like you're kind of using.
Well, I also had Keemstar in my ear since 2019, and he's like, "Look, Boogie, you've turned heel whether you like it or not. You got to play the character. Like either do you want to be irrelevant, or do you want to let people
Or still be
show you?
remembered.
Because those are your options.
I feel like your next step logically, it's like if this is the route you want to take, you should start doing kick. You know, like it almost sounds like you want to be the kick streamer archetype. You know?
That's just where it does
Debbie,
anything for
has
views.
mentioned like OnlyFans.
Yeah,
as
it's
an
just hope
option,
he doesn't
and that
turn
would
into
really
the
piss
next
people
fucking
off.
Johnny
Kick,
Somali.
Again, doing crazy shit
Bro,
there.
how are you gonna look at her parents if you start doing OnlyFans?
It would only
dude?
be cosplay. It would only be cosplay. It would be just enough. I mean, her mom
God,
was.
who would even
like,
fucking
her
pay for
mom
that?
Danced back in the day, you know. Like, you know, I think her mom would understand. But hopefully, hopefully we'll never have to do anything like that.
Mhm.
And I'm adamant against
Hopefully.
her ever showing her body to a stranger under any circumstance. Like, that will haunt you for the rest of your life. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. But like cosplay or whatever, we did like a Jabba the Hutt Slave Leia cosplay. That'd be fun. Right? We talked about doing more outrageous stunts, but I kind of would like to give that a rest. I kind of just like enjoying
have to fucking do
being
this shit
myself
again.
right now.
Come on.
I'm still figuring out who myself is, but like I
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
be entirely myself.
Yeah,
on
surprised that the
this podcast.
server is still up, but they're still
And,
fucking
I don't know,
inconsistent as shit.
it's
Try
probably
and
not very
find someone.
entertaining, but it feels good to
You
me.
came on our
I'm
podcast
enjoying
trying
being
not
myself.
to be entertaining. Wow, man. Wow.
I don't know.
man.
Maybe the real me is entertaining, but I think it's. I don't know. I just wanted to talk. I'm a huge fan of you, Oompaville. I just wanted to hang out with you today a little bit. I didn't even know you were going to be here, but now that once you're
Fuck
here,
you
like,
guys.
yeah, come to. and actually, with the whole Local podcast thing, I'm starting to like Mutahar more and more. I think he's learning to tolerate me, so that's good. And Oompa, please come on the Local podcast. We'd love to have you there. Come make fun of me and Jordy for an hour. It'd be amazing.
Never been. Let's do it.
But it's like even that. It's like I don't know how much like. Okay, making fun of like anybody. It's not like what I wake up
Is
for
he
in the day.
searching?
No,
Trust me, I wish I didn't have like. Okay, actually, that's a lie. I love Kick.com. Like, this is where it's kind of going.
Dude,
I
I love Kick, man.
Dude,
Yes.
it's
Kick's
like
crazy. Yeah.
It's like, all right, listen. The best for if you're watching this, and you guys want to be a commentary YouTuber and you want to buy a Lamborghini in the next 4 months, cover
Still?
Kick.com. Like craziest money print, infinite money glitch, GTA money glitch, right?
Yeah.
Because Kick.com guys, dude, they are insane. Like, I really feel like you kind of, in a way, take the heat off of you because there are out right now on Kick who are literally selling like pornography on Discord servers. Allegedly, of course. You know, I don't want to.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
very
Allegedly,
loose
that-
alleged, I don't know.
Although Twitch is not no better than
I
that.
saw two drunk streamers playing with a handgun on Twitch.
Yeah,
Did you
that-
see that?
Yeah, I saw the one clip where like they stuck it in the girl's mouth. I don't know if that was a real
Wait,
gun.
what?
I hope not.
Because I think Brandon Herrera, he even commented on it. He's like, the way the slide was, like, it didn't seem like it was a real gun.
I said that as well on Twitter.
Yeah, regardless
Yeah,
if it was
okay.
a real gun or not.
It was
that's
just a
the
fucking Nerf
worst thing
gun or
you could
whatever.
Do on camera, right? Like, put
I'm
a
gonna have
gun
a
in.
BB
Pretty
gun
awful.
right
I mean,
here.
did you hear
Yeah,
that
let's
story?
go.
Did you hear that story? The
Still?
a
What the fuck is
TikToker
going on with
actually
the
killed
servers?
another TikToker. Like, didn't realize
What?
the gun was loaded and shot her like a cosplayer and killed her. But you didn't hear this story?
Oh, no. Was it the Desert Eagle? Because I know what you're talking about. It was like they
Oh,
fired a
God, you
deagle
pull
and,
out the
like,
fucking
actually
Magnum?
went- No. They had like a book or something. I remember a story of like people putting like stacks of books to see how much a Desert Eagle could penetrate, and they were stupid enough to do it like this. And if you ever
Yeah.
fired a Desert Eagle, you know, that caliber, it will go through books and kill you.
No,
and
I'm
even if
talking
it
Yeah.
doesn't,
about
your ribcage is.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
I
no,
even
it's,
I know that shit's
cosplayer-
powerful as shit because I've seen a few Resident Evil games.
Yandere cosplayer.
That
was
thing
charged
is
with
powerful as all
manslaughter
hell.
for, shooting her friend on TikTok.
You don't fuck
Yeah,
with a
it's-
Magnum.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, like, it's just a lot of like, I think the social media side of things, it's like we've gotten a long ways from like Francis jumping into a pool to like, you know, let's set up candid cameras without consent and like record this for live streams.
I mean, back in
go
the
ahead.
day, the internet was really harmless, right? Like, and people, I felt like most people were in on the joke, right? Like, I knew Waffle Pones was fake, right? He shoved a remote up his ass. Nobody actually does that. I knew that, like, Tourette's guy, the Psycho Dad, all that stuff. But that's not satisfying anymore. People want real blood. They want to see actual suffering. It's really fascinating where the internet's gotten to.
And I feel
mean,
like
it's
people
crazy
always
to-
wanted
yeah.
to see suffering. It's just finally people started monetizing it.
Well, like even with the kick stuff, it's
You
like,
know,
I'm
it's just like the
surprised,
people
when I'm watching,
that
like,
grew up
stuff
watching
on
that
phone,
shit.
like, through an actual,
Now they're
official
like
application.
very
You
old
used to,
and
like,
actually
you
want
have
to
to
see
go
the
blind
real
and
thing.
shit.
I think
But
that's
now
what
we're,
it
like, at
is.
the cusp of like watching near snuff media at any
There's
given
porn
moment.
on every
right? Like,
smart TV in America now. You just open up
Yeah.
Twitch, okay?
Twitch or
honest
YouTube.
to God, we're getting to like a point. But like even with like some of these kick.
Yeah, even on YouTube, you can search up a lot
I
of
know
shit
me
that
and you have covered,
normally
like,
wouldn't
Johnny
be there.
Somali. Have you seen like his update? Like he has no remorse for like the country of Japan. Like he could still legally be fucked going back, or even still is.
Yeah, dude,
It's
I
just-
hate Johnny Smalley.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
probably
there's
my least favorite content creator.
Yeah, I don't think
there's
anyone
any-
likes that
you know
guy.
the most wholesome thing I've seen, and this is like as much as shit, as much like I have against Ice Poseidon as like crypto ways. There was like a clip where it was like Ice Poseidon's throwing plates at people, and it was just him with like the Apple Vision AR headset, just like memeing around. I'm like, that might be the most wholesome IRL shit that I've seen in a long time. You know, sea of like just people being degenerate scumbags. Like it wasn't a while ago, it was less than a year that we had like Suspenders getting his ass handed to him at every single Japanese like subway terminal. He would just be like a racist piece of shit the whole time. And I guess that's where like at least this one brand of the internet is. Like I see Trainwrecks kind of talking about it. Even, right?
Oh shit!
Like, shit, what the did we unleash on the internet? Even like there are up moments where they're even looking at what they've done. And I don't want to sound like I'm throwing Kick under the bus. Like I feel like, you know, for every bad Kick streamer I see, there's like plenty of people that just play video games.
Every like
and just
9 bad
POS.
Kick streamers, there's that one guy.
Catch my premium content.
Yeah, like premium content. Yeah, it's like Nux is reacting to like snuff media on the internet.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
The whole
reacting
side
to
of
Adventure
live
Time
streaming is pretty
episodes,
wild.
and then when he uploads
But,
that shit
you know,
on
to
YouTube, he
see
gets
you
like
kinda
a
come
shit
back
ton of
with, like, a
fucking
lolcow
copyright
podcast.
claims.
I mean, like the reason I mentioned Kick and a lot of that stuff is like, I feel like if your goal is relevancy, right? Like your goal is to be there, then I think it's just time to take away the entire Mr. Rogers Act and just be like a supervillain of the internet. I think that like
I swear a lot of Twitch streamers switched over to Kick. I mean, there are two big things why you want to switch to Kick. One is they pay you a lot better. The split is a lot better on Kick compared to Twitch. And also Kick, you can get away with a lot more shit than on Twitch. Man, that's the reason why there's a lot of dumb shit going on Kick, because they don't give a shit. Yeah, Kick 70-30, Twitch 50-50. Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a good and a bad of that. You get more money, but I thought there's that many people that actually go on Kick. I think most people nowadays just go on Twitch. Yeah, you get more money, but you don't get that big of an audience. So there's like that two sides or whatever the fuck, whatever that phrase is.
if the
I don't know,
internet
man.
wants
I
you to
don't
be
feel
a
like that's good advice. Oh god,
No.
dude.
I
This
mean,
is
he's
the
not
guy
wrong.
prone
He's
to
not
self-harm.
wrong. Like if
You
I
wanna
wanted to
open him
like
up to more
self-employed to
criticism?
pay the f***ing bills,
Yeah.
he's not wrong, right?
Bro, he's not going to take good. I've given Boogie plenty of good advice. He's not going to take it, so take my bad advice.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now,
Here's the
that'll
thing.
work.
So one
Let's
thing
go.
that like really bothers me, it's when people seem to always want help, but they're not willing to help themselves. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you,
And I'm
you,
definitely
like,
that guy.
you
like,
look like you
I
are that
admit
guy,
that, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
it's really difficult for me. Like, obviously, you never did anything as evil as these Minecraft guys that are getting exposed 10 a day. Or
I mean, at the end of the
Right.
day, it'll always come down to the most
Yeah, that's
obvious
rookie
advice
numbers.
anyone can give me, and there will always be correct to give it, which is you got to stop being a fat piece of shit. And it's something I've worked on, and nobody ever really understands that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It's so
most
hard to
people.
explain to
There
people
aren't
because it's
as
so hard to
many
explain
people
to
switching to
all this
Kick.
craziness.
Well, it's
I
like
have been
do multi-streaming or
fighting my
whatever.
obesity since I was 5.
Just because, again,
And,
the audience.
I definitely
Twitch has a
had
much bigger
wrong
audience compared to
help
Kick.
early on. Like my mom admitted when I was 25, she fed me wrong on purpose to make me as fat as she could make me in the hopes I wouldn't be the one to leave her, right? So like, but I've been in charge of my own life for 30 years, and this is what I've done with it. And sure, I lost 200 pounds and kept it off. But that's because that surgery did its job. A lot of people are like, you undid the surgery, and I kind of did. But at the same time, like, I can only eat so much in a day, and that's why I'm not 600 pounds again. It is the best advice anyone here could give me, which is get control of your eating disorder and do better. And I still don't know how to do that. It's so mind-bogglingly frustrating. Most other things I've been able to accomplish. Like I built a YouTube business, right, out of my bedroom.
Most people
cared
would
very,
probably
very much
need
about
like
that
help
and
for
spent a lot
that
of
shit.
time working very
Most
hard
of
to do
them.
it. I live stream 7 nights a week, and
I feel like
Yeah,
you
it's
just,
very
I feel
hard
like
for
you
people
just
to get
comment
get
on
out of
things
like an
on the internet
addiction all by
games. Like, one of
themselves.
your oldest like things was like you being like a porn webmaster back in the day.
oh yeah,
I want to just see that, Boogie. Like I want to just like at this point, I think what really hurt your career was the constant need to be accepted and to be nice. Like as somebody on the internet, I have agreed and like come to peace where it's like I will constantly get into like I'm never gonna be 100% like lovable guy. Like it's just never gonna happen.
That's
Yeah.
Like
specifically what the lolcow podcast has given me. But go ahead. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
like even recently with like investigating into this couple stuff, which I'm not gonna dig into until like, you know, the time I release this video. But even with that, it's like, you know, the amount of people that'll come up and, you know, assume different things to me. Like I have just gotten to the point where I remember hearing like she would say that Muda's supposed to be like a ooh wholesome guy. I'm like, bro, I talk about butt plugs, the dark web, the craziest shit in the world. There is
Bro,
no
who the fuck thinks Muda
wholesome
Heart
nice
is,
guy
I
is
think
Mr.
wholesome?
you
Rogers.
can be a wholesome.
Have you
person,
seen his
but
fucking Twitter
still
responses?
Like butt plugs. I don't.
I would agree.
To me,
I don't think
wholesomeness.
that's you missed like the whole point of his entire ramble over there.
Right, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like, yeah, people have projected onto Muda that he's much more wholesome than he might actually be. I
Bro,
think that's
have
the
you
point
seen
of it.
his
But the
fucking
point
Twitter?
I'm making is to
He's
say
definitely
that
not fucking
I think
wholesome.
I could have worked in the.
He does
7
not
years
give a
since
shit
I've been
about who he
and still
fucking
be a good person.
quote unquote
And I
gets
think At the end
offended.
of the day, I am a good person. I've never really harmed other people. I've mostly harmed myself, and I suck as a person, but I'm not a harmful person, I should say.
Over the
and
last
I think
hour, you've
that's
told
all I
us
ever
you
wanted.
sucked so many times. You have told us
Yeah,
all
I
of your
suck.
issues,
I'm gonna keep
your-
saying that.
your
I'll never
financial
stop saying
problems.
that.
You've told us your obesity problems. You've
Yeah.
told us
Yeah.
literally every way you firebombed your own life.
God, I really tried not to do that.
But you did
today,
anyway.
Too, but I
and
did.
But
yeah.
he
the
did.
Point, you do it every time I see you on a podcast or a talk show. You end up going there. You got to get your headspace out of there. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of faith.
Before we
No, at least he's honest about that
I
shit.
always like to and I've always said this. I wish the best in everybody, right?
I really wish you the best, man.
Except some of those degenerate kick streamers.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
sorry, the moment you're on Discord selling a
Yeah, that's the thing that I really like about Nux. He's just really fucking honest.
No, in your situation, it's like
He just says that shit right to his face.
It's like or anything. It always comes down to like, oh, you know, I f- myself. Like, what is
Dude,
like?
that's
the
where your
plan
headspace is.
Yeah.
Can you at least train yourself to not talk about it? Like, don't talk about how you firebombed your own life for the next week. And instead,
Okay, I will do
I
that
give
for
you a
you,
content...
and I will not do it for the rest of the podcast.
Thank
so anyway,
you.
here's
But
how
wait,
the
wait.
shaman ended up in Motherfucker.
Listen, man, I'm gonna give you content advice right now. Follow
Yeah.
this advice for 1 week, okay?
Yeah.
Every day, upload a reaction to a different TLC fat guy video. Okay?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
fat guy reacts to mine a 300-pound life, all right? And give
Yeah.
insight and commentary as a fat guy about that other fat guy. I could see
Without degrading myself in that process.
I don't. I
Correct.
feel like it
Yes,
shouldn't happen.
without
because
doing
hey,
that.
if
you're
you're gonna make
commenting on
changes,
that.
yeah.
It's not about talking about how pathetic you are, okay? Don't bring up how pathetic
It's
you are.
showing how pathetic the
You're
other
someone
person
that's
is.
obese, that you're gonna try to work your best to get better, and now you're gonna commentate on their lifestyle, on things that you notice that
You don't think
anyone-
that'll come across as extremely hypocritical?
No, what's hypocritical?
No, because you're
about
trying
that?
to make better. It's like, you know, like it's like it would be
Th-
one
that's
thing if like you're
exactly
doing
the point.
mukbangs every day. It's like one thing if you're Nico Kato doing like 30 like Popeye chicken sandwiches in like 30 minutes.
Bro,
and then your next
hypocritical.
video
What
is
is
like,
that?
"Look at this
He has the
fat
he literally has the fucking Twitter
Yeah, that would
mindset.
be bad.
You can
Well,
react
Nuts,
to Nikocado videos
I am going to take
too.
your advice. I'm going to film at least one video like this.
No,
'Cause
do it for a
I
week.
love it when Caleb
7
does
videos,
it, for the record.
No,
okay?
you gotta
Seven
do like a
videos,
7.
and over all those videos, do not degrade yourself. All of them will be, I'm going to try to get better. I'm going to try to get out of this place. All right? No degrading yourself, talking about how much you suck and messed up your own life. And you will every single day for 7 days without missing one of them. All right? I would have said a month, but I'm
Okay, now I'm curious if he actually did that. Hold on. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna check if he actually did that shit. I doubt it, but let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Boogie. 2988. Yeah, just out of curiosity, did he actually do that shit?
Player 1 to serve.
Wait, how old is this video? A month ago.
15
Let's see, a month ago.
30 love.
Fat influencers that keep dying. Real work is easy streaming.
40 love.
Good. Rating.
Game. Player 1.
He did a video about losing subs. Tipster. Okay, it looks like he only did like one of it. From what I understand. Yeah, I guess he kind of took it as advice, but he didn't take it fully. He only did like one video about it.
Listen, I'm not. I'm not
Wait, hold on. Put this back in.
expecting.
Right? Yeah. You're not.
7 days, all right? It's an
Yeah.
easy, attainable goal. Every day, react to a different, either TLC 300-pound life or a Nikocado avocado type video or something like that, where your personal life circumstances can give insight into what they are going through that perhaps your viewers would not have seen. Try to do
Yeah,
something
like
like that.
one of the things that I don't understand even is like the food addiction side of things. Like food for me is very much
You,
like nowadays it's like kind of like a
Okay, after a while, you
versus,
just
like, a
automatically
want,
fucking
you know?
That's
tosses.
Mike
Sauces.
Plum too.
Yeah.
Mike is exactly like that. It's fascinating to me. But go ahead.
Yeah, like for me, it's
Alright,
like,
so
like unless I'm with
after a
friends,
while,
it's
you just
like, sure, I'll
automatically
order,
toss
like, a
the
nice
fucking
steak
ball.
or something. But usually, I'm like, this is just what I need to get by through the day. You know, like I started doing the whole intermittent fasting thing, and it's not difficult to do at all because I'm just like, all right, I know what to eat, and then I fill like for me, it's like I fill up on the right amount of like nutrition I need, and then I off through the rest of my day, and then I eat, you know, whenever the intermittent fasting is over.
In
It's
case
not
you want
that
to try to
hard.
relate to this at all, I wake up thinking about what I'm going to eat. I think about food the entire day, and while I'm drifting off to sleep, I think about what I've eaten. I'll probably have eaten something within 10 minutes of laying my head down the pillow, and I will probably be thinking about what I'm eating the next day. I am food obsessed. It has been a
What's your favorite food?
compulsive-
What's your last meal?
Let's
What's
start
like the
thinking about it right now.
The last thing I ate right now
He's
was
gonna think about it no
a
matter
beef
what.
noodle. Beef noodle pot. And if I could have anything right now, I would kill to have a nice big piece of prime rib. Ooh, with a nice
Prime
baked
rib?
potato. Oh, that
Boogie,
sounds so
if
good
you
right
could
now.
put your into one
Did you
food,
yeah.
what would it be?
Either one food and a hot apple pie.
All right, you
You're like
answered
you're
that way
literally
too
like
quickly.
it's funny because it's like yeah, it's funny because it's like it's not
Bruh. This guy's seen way too much fucking American Pie to immediately think of that shit.
even like the one thing that would come to your head was like fast food. It's like you're like prime rib. You weren't even like quarter pounder or anything
Oh
of
yeah.
that nature.
Oh
You were
yeah.
like-
You want to know where most of my money really went? It did not necessarily go to hookers. That was a thing that I did. But that definitely has been exaggerated by the internet, and that's fine. But
There's not
the
one
majority of my
accurate piece of
food
Mike Club
went out to
documentary.
crazy good meals. I went to some crazy good meals, man. And
Like we're talking like
What, he
Michelin
had
star shit, like,
Wagyu beef?
went in for
Wagyu?
$1,000,
I don't even know how it's pronounced.
No,
Wagyu?
no,
Yeah,
my
Wagyu
friend Mike
beef,
bought
there
me
we
a
go.
deal, a meal like that for my birthday this year, and it'll be like that was the most expensive meal I ever had. But no, I didn't mind taking a couple of friends out and dropping $250 at even just Outback or local steak place or that kind of thing.
That
I
is
spent
not a lot of money.
it was
Just-
when
is
you
food cheaper in
it was
Arkansas?
when it
Yeah.
was for me, and I spent. I mean, you got to remember, I was eating 3 to 5 times a day.
Okay,
I
that's
was
a lot of
eating-
money.
There we go.
Yeah, 2 to 3 meals a day. And so when I would travel out to like Disneyland, I would eat everything that I wanted to try. Like I would buy everything. So my
Bro,
food
that's gotta be
budget
the
for
worst
Disneyland
place
would be
for
like
self-control,
$500.
dude.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
definitely.
Disneyland per day?
No, like not per day. But
Okay, yeah,
like
the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'm like
I
per
would-
day. I'd fly through the screen and strangle you.
I mean,
right
you got to
now.
remember.
I
You got to
can't
remember
it, dude.
Disneyland. $20 for a snack at Disneyland. Like that shit ain't cheap.
$20.
Get you
Fuck
coming and
me.
going at Disneyland. But then on top of that, man, like the sushi restaurants and like one of my dumbest things is I like to treat other people, and so like I don't like to eat alone. If I,
I
can
mean-
help it, I'd rather be with a friend. And
I mean, if you're trying to save money, the last thing you want to do is just going out to eat. And I mean, you just it's always cheaper to just make your own food, and especially if you're going to eat on like a sushi restaurant, you're bound to fucking waste a lot of fucking money because those things are expensive.
you
At least-
of course,
at least
there
not the
were-
one-
I took
maybe not the
these
ones-
things as well,
the
but also,
all-you-can-eat
most of the
ones.
friends and stuff. And I
This
still
is what I don't
this
understand
house.
about
I actually went into one recently. Recently, I'm more like two weeks ago. It actually wasn't that expensive. I think it was. I spent like, I think it was like $14 for all you can eat and a drink. Yeah, I think so. It was actually pretty good.
But like hooker
here's
stuff.
That was
Let
just
me
$14 just on one
Let
meal.
me self-report right now.
Yeah.
Here's how stupid I am with money. I spent $50 on pizza to feed my friend Saturday night. That's how stupid I am. Because I wanted pizza,
Dude, he's
and I wanted
still
to share.
degrading himself. Do you understand
God
this? Like
damn
after
it.
the
I'm just
whole
saying.
speech, he's
I'm just
still
saying.
going. It's unbelievable.
damn it.
How is that
It's
a bad
kind-
thing? Feeding your friends is good. That's not a bad thing.
Because I
That's
probably shouldn't be
stupid.
spending $50 right
No,
now on
that's
nothing.
It's not stupid. That's good. Okay, when you're going out to, you know what's stupid? It's like, okay, when you get a hooker and you're still like paying for the meal, like I don't understand why.
Well, so I do want you to understand. I
Yeah.
was never into sex for money. That's
Okay.
never a thing. That happened
No, the
sometimes.
hooker was for money. The sex was
But
free.
for me, it was about companionship. And
I
for
mean, he's
me,
not
it was
wrong on
about,
that.
like having someone to hang out with. Like my thought process was, and it was a stupid thought process, but my thought process was, I want to go out to a nice dinner, and I don't want to do it alone, and I'm not emotionally available after my divorce, so I have no interest in dating. So
Bro,
why not
that's
take
just
a
sad.
pretty person out to dinner?
That is
with-
just
The LA
sad, man.
Tens.
You have to
Arkansas
pay
hates,
someone to
yeah.
fucking go out to
Well,
dinner
no,
with.
you at least
That's
did
just
LA
sad.
10s, right?
I
Like,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, like when you were
thank you.
okay, that's the one that you're taking out to dinner. You're not taking the Arkansas 8s out. You can do that anytime. The LA 10s
Well, I
are the ones
did,
you're
but
taking
most
out
of the
to
time that was more like Slim Chickens rather than like
Yeah.
a steak place, you know. I mean, yeah.
Player
But-
one to serve.
And at the end of the day, like the worst thing you can say about me about all of that is I definitely paid for a lot of people's car notes.
No, wait.
And I definitely
I think
paid
it was-
for a lot
yeah, I
of
think it was
college
his- yeah.
tuition and stuff like that.
I just did it, so it's his
yeah,
turn.
I'm in a college town. There's a lot of the people that I met were just trying to pay their way through college, and
It's
I
like
try
he's
to console
flexing
myself with that.
while he's degrading himself. Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
new
yeah,
territory.
It's like you
Yeah,
get
which is
the
still
first
better
and then
than
you're
just
like, well,
degrading
see,
himself.
It went to a good cause. Like it went to the,
Yeah, at least it went to a good cause, you know. Like in the documentary, I did get one girl to go back to nursing school, right? You know.
Yeah, like unlike Arkansas.
There's that always.
Education single-handedly subsidizing post-secondary school.
I will. Can I give it some advice to every parent out there in the world? My
This is
best
after
advice to
talking about
you.
hookers. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you want your daughter to never do anything salacious,
Okay.
pay your daughter's car note.
Huh?
Well, you heard it, parents. You don't want them going into prostitution. Pay
Yeah,
the
if-
card.
Because most of the women that were into that lifestyle were doing it because their parents were not able
Daddy
to support them
issues.
anymore or were not willing to. And I
Right.
met a couple that were just like, well, yeah, they gave me this expensive SUV and they didn't pay for it. Why are they
Dude,
not
it's
paying
like,
for
it's
it?
like the parents are at fault here for why they had to go down into escorting. They're the ones getting nice-ass Land Rovers, but they're not paying for those parents, dude. Pieces of shit. No.
I
But-
just,
Another message for parents: if your kids are watching Minecraft YouTubers, holy shit, nuke their
yeah.
Nuke their fucking
Honestly, like, I
PCs.
think the best way to end it on, it's like, look, at the end of the day, and this is a wild bar to be comparing it to. It's like the reason why, like, you can't. I feel like I can't be like mad so much at Boogie anymore. Is like after seeing all the Minecraft stuff come out, it's like, bro, the amount of dudes not asking for consent, the amount of like crazy shit. I'm like, that is incredibly dangerous stuff. Now I don't know.
Yeah, at
what
least he's
happened
not
to
doing
Gibson at the
that.
beginning.
At
I
least.
think in the span of 10 microseconds, the entire landscape changes. Like a new allegation, like every few
Yeah,
minutes.
insane.
It's a weird place. As
Listen,
social media,
I don't think
yeah.
you're a bad man. I think you're
Yeah.
a little bit pathetic sometimes, but
Yeah.
A little.
Agree with
you
that.
gotta freaking pick yourself up by the bootstraps, okay?
Yeah.
Prove me wrong and do something, man, and get better.
Yeah.
I will do that for you, Nux. And actually, Nux, I got told prior to coming on here you weren't my biggest fan.
I'm not.
And
be
you know
honest.
what, man? You've been absolutely awesome and civil to me today. And I just think that shows a great strength of character. I really appreciate it, man. Means a lot.
That's very
Well,
nice
I mean,
of you.
we're not the LolCow podcast bringing
Yeah,
blame
that's
on him
nice.
and shitting on him
Still
for
don't
his
like it.
alcoholism.
Listen, all right. Send me a message on Discord. Someone will connect you. I will feed you, not literally. I will feed you videos and ideas to make content on to try to help your channel pick itself back up.
Hell yeah. I don't mess with Discord a lot, but you know what? Twitter. at the
Twitter,
very
fine.
least,
Twitter,
yeah,
I'll message
get you on
you
Twitter. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Madden,
all right.
no.
Well, to be fair, like this, we're gonna end up on a this is gonna be a content plan, all right. And much as the difficulty you've had with like diet plans, I think a content plan you can stick with. It's literally being fed to you from Nux. It's
Yeah,
actually, and honestly,
Not
look, I
literally
want the
fed.
best
He's
possible
already a
outcome
little-
for
a
everybody
little
watching,
chubby.
and I think like at the end of the day, like I don't want to walk away from like these things where like an entertaining episode all the time. Like entertainment is like subjective. I do like insight. I do like actually talking to people that I often can disagree with, and at least walking away with like some sort of a plan or some sort of like betterment. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and like pretend that you're the most evilest like creator that I've ever met. I've met plenty.
Yeah, he's
of
definitely
bad
no Logan
people.
Paul or whatever.
Lots of evil people, lots of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
financial scammers, lots of files, lots of up people,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm not gonna equate you to that pot, right?
what I will say is, like, as many disagreements as I can have, I do ultimately wish that you follow through with some sort
Yeah,
of
of
plan
course.
and get your life together. Because I never, like, and it goes to the same people, right? It's like, I would say, and Caleb can probably agree with me, I've probably been a lot madder at Too Mad than I was ever mad at you, right? Caleb can probably attest to at least
Okay, well,
my...
dude, too mad.
You
personality.
can't too
Again,
mad.
Boogie didn't
Can't
do
stay mad at
anything
a dead
like
person.
Evil guy. That guy was
Okay?
bad, right?
Yeah.
And even then, in that situation, like, I dig out the empathy. I still try to help as much as I can. So with your situation, it's like I am more obviously in the corner. I'm more available to ever help out.
And-
Because
and not to
you got
throw-
ignorance on your side.
yeah,
Not to throw Mutahar under the bus here, but I'm more than willing to do it. Number one, he's been willing to put his differences aside to help with this project with the Lolcow podcast. And number two, I think you've said it several times. You said it privately, you said it publicly. At the end of the day, you did that in the hopes to help me and Jordy, and I think that's pretty amazing of you. And so there might be
I'll be
people
real,
out there
I
like,
wa-
oh
I
no, he's a
walked
nice
into-
guy,
yeah.
he's a good person.
like
you
I
know.
walked into the Lolcow podcast, and don't get me wrong, the first like week of it, I'm like, man, Keem, you are taking advantage of these guys. But like at the end of the day, it's like you guys own it. I feel like there's a difference. You guys are willing participants, and whatever memes come out of it.
Willing.
Whatever you guys
Because
say
we
about
have
it. Like,
nothing else-
it's
nothing
you
else to
guys
work with.
monetizing the internet like hate wagon that you have against you. Look, I think very few people are irredeemable. I think you can redeem yourself. At the end of the day, all I wish is like you're more honest, you're more forthcoming, and like Nuck said, it's like the less depreciating you are about yourself, the better I think you'll be received by the people that follow you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
At first, I thought Nux was going to be like, yeah, I don't want you to do it at all for a week. And I'm like, dude, I have to go on the live show with Keemstar tomorrow. That's the entire bit. Like, the entire bit.
Flip
is
the
I have to
script
go in
on
there and
Every
and
time he
have
calls you
people.
fat, you call him bald. Okay, dude.
I don't know. You
Flip
know,
the
last
script.
episode, I screamed at the top of my lungs at Keemstar, and it felt really good. I've done
Yeah,
that privately a few times, but I've never done it publicly. Now that I've done it publicly, maybe we'll just do that every episode. That sounds so much fun.
Do it, man. Stand up for
Yeah,
yourself.
100%.
Okay?
Let's go.
Listen, I don't think you could change, but I want you to
Called the ball man bald.
and I'll
Dude,
try to help.
Listen. I think the best success here, the best Boogie that I want to see, and it's gonna be up for me to say it. I want Fortune Boogie. I want Boogie posting on
Oh,
our slash
God.
poll to make a comeback. This is the wild part of the internet.
No.
Listen.
I think we're good.
Okay,
We
you
can
know,
go
I've
on that,
always
buddy.
said that I hated people that like just you can always feel the I'm not saying look, I'm not saying I want like Boogie to come here and like go full like you know like full racist right now. I want like the raunchy,
Yeah, let's just,
the guy that I
Let's
know
go
that-
chill down that,
Here's the
buddy.
thing:
You are
if someone's
deep
gonna be
down.
raunchy, they have to be
Yeah.
able to take the heat. And Boogie,
Hmm.
well, he takes a lot of heat, but he's not good at it.
Yeah, that's the whole project. The Lolcow project is learning how to toughen myself up. Like, obviously, it's helping pay the bills, which is great. But at the end of the day, I signed up to that in the hopes that I could learn to grow a f***ing backbone, and it's working. And so maybe one day I can just admit to being the sexually adventurous 49-year-old man who would date a
49,
21-year-old
goddamn.
woman, and it doesn't give a shit, and I'll say what I think, and I feel what I think, and I don't give a f*** if you like it. And maybe I can be that person one day. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, hopefully you go through the content plan, you go through the diet plan, you lose some of that weight, you come back stronger than ever, and you're more you. Look, the internet loves personality. I think that's one of the reasons why like
Personality, and also,
AI will
us
never.
three-
what was it called?
fully
An
take
underdog
Yeah,
story.
AI's never going to take over. Nux is always going to be the guy that VTubers either love or they hate.
Yeah.
I'm always
damn
going
it.
to
They love an underdog story until they're not the underdog.
That's like raunchy. You know, you never. I hate the moniker of like goody two shoes. Trust me, I talk about butt plugs, the dark web, crazy stuff. Do not let your shit kids watch.
Yeah, again. No, if someone is acting way too nice, then they're fucking hiding something. No one's that nice. Trust me.
Watch me.
Look, no one
No
does
one-
this call as
Yeah.
a goody two shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
The three of us are willing to admit that.
I'm a
Yeah.
piece of shit and I hate the internet.
I'm a piece of shit, and I also hate the internet. When did I not admit that? Dude, you guys don't remember. I grew up
Yeah,
on
exactly.
old school. Like,
No
internet
one is
sucks
that
now,
nice.
But I remember
No
Style
one.
Are you
Project.
kidding?
Always be
Dot
always
com,
be fucking
Over.com.
suspicious of nice people.
Like the shit that
Yeah.
I saw at the beginning of the internet. Oh, like holy shit!
Bro,
like,
you saw one snuff video. I'm watching streams on Kick where dudes have guns and mouths. I think the
I
internet's
don't remember.
way
That's true.
There was one
wilder than it
YouTuber
ever
who
was.
recently said this. I don't remember who it was. Maybe you can remind me. He said the N word has no power. I could say it right now with no cameras and nothing would happen.
It doesn't. Listen, it's just a word. I stand by that. Words in a vacuum
say
mean
it.
nothing.
Say it.
They're just mouth sounds.
Say it,
Blah, blah,
Boogie.
blah, blah, blah.
Say it then.
If I'm alone
Yeah,
in
say
a
it,
room
bitch.
and I say the N word to
Do you do
nobody
that?
and nothing,
Do you do
it
that?
doesn't
Do that.
mean anything.
Do you do
Then
that?
say.
Sure, I'll do it right now. Let me turn off all my cameras and I'll whisper it into my carpet. Who gives a shit? It's just
Okay,
a word.
Okay.
Using it to describe a person of color, saying it to a black person, that's the problem. The problem isn't the word.
And that's where we sign off.
And
Ladies
that's where we
gentlemen,
stop.
If you enjoyed today's podcast, the last 30 seconds, I'm not going to sit and co-sign. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been me.
This is what we've been saying. Platforming does not equal agreeing with all of their views. You see, I like landlords, and Boogie does not.
Now that takes fucking guts because he's right next to fucking Muda Heart. Saying that shit.
We're going to end it off over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, Nux, Mudahar, Nux, and Superville. We're all signing out. Sorry, I'm a little brain broken after the last 30 seconds.
Schizo work.
Yeah, you guys can check us out. You know, Oompaville, obviously, great channel. Nux Talker, great channel. Kick.com/NuxNorth. YouTube.com/SomeOrdinaryGamers if you guys want to, absolutely check out some degeneracy every day. But of course, the chief degenerate in office is obviously Boogie2988. You can check him out at www.youtube.com/Boogie2988.
And don't forget that LolCal podcast.
Yeah,
It's
the
about the
LolCal
best time
Live
you're gonna have.
podcast about the wildest show that we can imagine. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you all enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully there was some insight.
Yeah, hopefully.
And look forward to Boogie's reactions to my 600-pound life and him finally not
Boogie, I
shitting
will
on
feed
himself.
you content, okay? I will tell you what to title the videos, all right? I will even
Do it,
make
all
your
right.
thumbnails if you want.
Let's do it.
You
No,
will
it's
be
fine.
my
I'm down.
guinea
I'm
pig
down. Let's do it.
project, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, I do.
I
Have,
mean, he
no, hold
definitely
on.
has
I
been
do have a
uploading some
video,
other stuff.
And Nux and Muda and Oompa, I would love it if you'd. I do have a compilation video coming out of YouTubers making fun of me for rolling back under 4 million subscribers. And I've got like some real banger ones too. So we have to release that first, and then we can stop.
And
shitting all
then
myself.
we can stop shooting. It's got, yeah, okay, all right,
Listen,
fine.
I'm not-
That one's too good.
I'm not preventing you from doing whatever you want, but daily uploads, you hear me, daily uploads, and I'm not giving you any difficult content. Easy ass content, bro. You can do
reaction
it.
content. Yeah, it gets as easy as it can. Yeah.
Right, he still didn't fucking do it.
All right.
Well,
Bye, guys.
everyone take care.
I mean, he's still uploading, he's just not doing it daily. Okay, that was a good one. Although, I can definitely see Boogie getting a little better, but I don't know. It's gonna take a really long fucking time for him to actually get in a better spot than how he is now. Okay, what else we have? Is that cinnamon toast can? What the shit?
15 love.
Hello.
Bro, that's cinnamon toast can. What the shit? How the hell did he get him?
30 love.
Okay, hold on. I need to do something real quick.
40 love.
And then hide.
Game.
Yeah, do my
Player
pipe.
1. Player 2 to serve.
Guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome back to another episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast. I got my co-host Nux Talker. Oopaville is still in the middle of a move, getting the internet sorted up, but we've got an amazing other friend of the podcast here, great friend.
Cinnamon toast
How's
can.
it going, man?
It's going good. I mean, I hate that I ran Oompa off. He knew I was coming, and he was like, bro, no way.
Dude, he scheduled to fight his manslaughter charges on the day you were coming, so he wouldn't. That was a joke. That was a joke.
He's got manslaughter charges. What happened?
Manslaughter.
Oop is a wild character. You can never tell.
He's the Willy
We should-
Wonka
we should
of
just
YouTube.
all-
You never know.
Yeah, we should always have like a policy. Anytime somebody's missing, you just
Okay,
get like a free
360.
reign to like slander the shit out of them, like the worst charges you
I
can
like that.
But how's it going today, Ken? How's it been for you?
It's been going pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Always glad to see you guys.
Well, I was like watching whenever you like cover something, and it's always just like you from the side laughing and being just brutally honest about why you're covering something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, especially when he's doing stuff with PewDiePie.
That they'll research it. It'll probably end up being like some sort of dangerous situation, towing the line. Some streamer did something stupid. Then you have Ken. This fat guy is also cheating.
I go through those those moments of I don't know, like I question myself and like the content that I'm making is like, should I should put in effort and like look into stuff before I talk about it, because
I
that's
disagree.
People are
You know
like,
my
Kid, you know what you're talking
best-
about? Why are you talking about this? I'm like,
You know the best type of content,
bored.
like the best
Whatever.
banger videos. You know how I know a video is gonna be like a 1 out of 10. It's gonna be like million plus view. Is when like I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, should I really upload this? There's like a moral hang up in my brain. You know, I'm like, fuck, should I really talk about this?
Should I really?
And then like the whole
I mean, I
day
get
when I'm,
the
like, kinda
views,
editing
but I
and,
also
like,
get
putting
the
it through the final,
controversies from
upload, like,
Twitter.
as soon as like I'm hitting public, I'm like, should I do it? And then I hit public, and I'm like, oh well, hold on, literally everyone enjoys it.
That was a great idea all along. I wasn't worried for a second.
Like I do the Homelander thing when he looks at the crowd, like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we're all hot.
Oh yeah, sure.
oh man.
Like, yeah, sometimes like the most like it's not even like the controversy of it too. It's just like sometimes like I'll cover like I'll find some topic where I'm just like, man, this is it's like the boogie stuff. I remember when it kind of happened. I'm like, do I really want to get involved in this? It seems kind of messy, and then I'm like, oh, I'm getting into it. Geez. Especially when
Right,
like,
the
you know,
next
I
week
get
they really
dragged
got
kind of
him
away
for the
too,
fucking
but speaking of
podcast.
boogie,
Oh, sorry.
ahead,
What?
sorry. No, go ahead.
There's a bit delayed some in Australia, so if I do start like talking, it's my bad. I don't mean to interrupt or
Yeah,
anything.
because
But,
Australia has them shitty ass
when it comes
internet.
like your content, like Moody, especially like you get the stuff where you're getting there and deep diving, and I've always thought about doing stuff like that, but then at the same time, I'm just a chicken and a big baby, so I take the easy way out and just like cover it late. But it's like you and like the Gerard stuff. I remember messaging him and I'm being like, oh God, no. Oh, this is so God, I hope you're right about this, because if you're not, there's a lot of people that, and then
Yeah, I really have a lot to say about him.
I couldn't handle like the anxiety of like worrying about it, making that kind of content myself. So hats off to you for doing that stuff.
I get, dude. It's like I don't do heroin because I think heroin is a bad drug, but I get the,
Huh?
From heroin.
The fuck?
no, but like I get the high, you know, like I understand
yeah,
the
yeah.
rush somebody gets, right? Like anytime I make a video like that, it's like taking a full needle of black tar shit, sticking it right into my vein, and like just getting into this, like, cause it's like it is the most insane high to like research a story like that for weeks, if not months. And then when 0 hour hits, it's like when you know you're in the right, and
Right,
the other
yeah.
side is like just, I'm like, keep digging, buddy, keep going for it. Like, holy shit, it's the exciting stuff. But I won't deny, like, dude, sometimes I wish I could just like straight up always upload the most like lighthearted, you know, like, and that's what I really do look forward to, like coming home, covering some really lighthearted shit, and then knowing that the stakes are not that high, right? Like knowing that I'm
Yeah,
not facing
sometimes.
potential lawsuit threat.
Yeah.
After I hit public, I'm
Yeah,
like,
but like I feel like every time you end up doing one of those super huge investigations that are like always messy, you're like, never again. This is the last one. And then a week later,
But they do
your
another
hand
one.
starts twitching.
But some more
and you're like,
juicy stuff came in.
Oh, I need that fucking high again.
I mean, like just recently, like I've been investigating into like this one trans YouTuber, Keffels, whoever it is,
yeah, I
right?
saw
Like,
that.
Oh, I saw you tweeting about
so
that.
yeah, so I started looking into her, and it's a topic where it's like it's so different from like I'm looking at it more from like a financial scam, and then there was like there's like an entire side story to this that involves like
They like force HRT, like get minors to buy HRT and like lie to their
I mean, not
parents
forced,
and,
but
like,
it's like they link to like
fuck is HRT?
they link to dubious like home lab grown sources. People
Oh,
call it like
shit.
bathtub estrogen, but it's like made in a home lab. I guess the most similar analog is like if you ever like have met somebody that does steroids, they make their own testosterone and shit like that because they buy all the products and like brew it together.
But again, it's not something you should be doing. It's the kind of drug where you need like a special doctor. We call it an endocrinologist in order to like tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
Not some
Uh-huh.
YouTuber that
Yeah,
feels
So-
it's
YouTuber.
one of those things we're covering a topic which involves like a pretty protected group of people. Is like I want to make sure I do like the justice. I don't want to like make a piece where it's like
I mean,
I'm like
you know
I'm
what
like
the response
attacked.
video is going to be, right? Like
I know what the
you know what the
response is,
response
but,
video
yeah.
is going to be. It's just going to
Like,
be
I-
like, Mutahar,
yeah.
I can't believe you would be so transphobic. You hate trans people and you want us to die. Why?
Yeah. Well, dude, it's like listen. There's also the case of like $100,000 basically going missing. Now the allegation here is, and I'm not co-signing this.
That sounds
allegation,
familiar.
It all went towards
Maybe the
nose
whole
candy,
Gerard
right?
thing wasn't a
Like,
coincidence.
Mexican booger sugar. So it's like it's supposed to like there's like listen, if you're a YouTuber and you get involved with charity, it's like 95% of the charities and the causes that a YouTuber will just come up with on the spot, probably the shadiest thing imaginable. Like let's just be honest.
To
Like,
be
I
honest,
wouldn't-
though, like I don't even care what the money was spent on. It's the fact that it was not spent on what it was supposed to be spent on.
Right,
I'm not
right.
fully up to date with the lore here. From what I understand, there was like
The
whole
lore.
beef between Keffels and what Kiwi Farms or something.
yeah, and yeah.
Like apparently they were threatened and they wanted to raise money to protect
Yeah.
themselves in some way, and that just didn't.
Well, the other thing is, like, as a YouTuber, it's like one of the things is she was worried about being like doxxed and harassed and like basically being tracked down. But it's like she kept doing the Walter White, I live at 308 Negro Royal Lane every time. It's like, oh, I'm at Twitch San Diego. I'm like, I probably like if I was worried for my life, the last thing I would be doing is announcing my like actual location at events.
Yeah, it might be best
and
not to
And this is just coming from
dox
like,
yourself.
like somebody that goes through the extra mile to like hide their personal residence and everything, because it's like people. I agree, on the internet there's some unhinged people. Okay, and that's why you try to be as careful as you can. But yeah, her situation is like the deep dive involved with that is like it's taken weeks. And it's literally the problem is there's just so much that you have to look through. And it's literally like probably going to be like a 2-hour thing.
Oh,
like
God.
to sit down.
I have no
Oh,
idea
hi
what's
there,
going on, but I'm
Brafongo.
already invested. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, hope you're doing good. Yeah, right now it's just playing with some balls here. Yeah, and also listening to some podcasts because we're gonna be here for a while.
It's one of those things where it's like it was on like a to-do list. Like usually for YouTube videos, I have like a to-do list on the phone, and it's like it just has like all the
Had a good
things that I
workout.
want to do, and that
Ooh,
was on like the
nice.
top of the to-do list. Like I just put it in there like a year.
What did you do? Did you just do like push-ups, some workout, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever? I tend to work out as well. Just a very brief workout that I always tend to do every day. I tend to do like let's see, 2 minute planking, then 30 pull-ups, and then 30 squats. Yeah, I do that shit every day. What about you?
Year or two ago, and I was like, all right, now it's time to.
Yeah, I
go
work
at
in
it.
pretty much
But
everything.
yeah,
I work
that's,
up
kind of
on
way
body
to
and
touch
then
it.
on
But
the
speaking of,
the
like,
legs as
weirdo
well.
people, like, I wanted
Every
to
day.
get into this boogie thing. We all saw the Boogie EDP sit down, right? We saw the Last Supper together.
Bro, I don't know what he was thinking. Like I don't understand.
Although I don't have to go to the gym to
Every
do
time
that. I can just do
EDPs
that shit at
in the
home.
World, he just always comes back.
I thought he had passed away or something. He's still alive.
Bro,
I thought
EDP
he
is
had
not the
hit- yeah.
questionary. The question, okay? The person with the wonder. Why the hell did they?
So I did some cardio briefly. Then I did triceps and shoulders, both of them in 4 sets to be sure. Okay. Right, really working on the arms and the bicep, the arms and like the stomach area. Okay, yeah. I did do a little bit there, just not as like intensely as you do. But yeah, I tend to like do both arms and also like legs as well. Not as much, but yeah, just like stay consistent. I did chorus as the lap part. Okay. Just to like work out every like part of your body at once. Right. I did once try to go at the gym, like actually getting into the gym itself with my brother. That he always tends to like go to the gym every day, but he didn't want to fucking bother. He said he wouldn't want to waste. He said he didn't want to waste time teaching me how to fucking use the shit because he wanted to actually work out. So I didn't even fucking bother going to the gym. I just started doing this. I just started doing it at home.
Player 1 to serve.
That's just the type of person that he is.
15 love.
I have a hard time sleeping a bit early because I always sleep at 3, 4 a.m.
30 love.
Yeah, it's even worse than me. Even worse than me. Somewhere around there.
40 love.
Now that I'm working, I don't tend to like sleep later. Right now, I'm gonna be sleeping around midnight, but when it's like on the weekend, maybe I tend to go to bed around 2:30 a.m. Yeah, around there.
Do this is not EDP. EDP's a cockroach. He will come back whenever anyone gives him a platform. Okay.
For 2 years
Skinner's out.
out of schedule. Oof, yeah.
Dude, lives in.
Although when I wasn't working and I was still like working shit out, I would pretty much sleep on. I would go to bed only at like 2:30 a.m. almost every fucking day. Yeah, it definitely got better. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nowadays it's a lot better for me because I don't do that every day. Just on the weekends.
15
And
Dude, like-
Gold's closet, you know, waiting for his time to shine.
My goal's picking him off his shirt and flinging him.
I don't know, it's still kind of. I'm probably still gonna have to fucking do that shit later.
Dude,
I'm gonna have to do
this is
shifts.
the kind of shit that I question, right? It's
How does
like,
Boogie do anything?
it's like, dude, you gotta realize, it's like, bro, this man is. He was caught in it. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, EDP445, very popular. I want to say meme YouTuber, right? Like, that's
And
that was his
also
content.
Kid Fedor.
You know, he's a pretty crass guy. Says a lot of bad shit. Talks a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles. But the point is, I want to say like it was probably 3-4 years ago at this point, right?
Damn.
He was caught.
Okay, I'll
in a
explain.
sting
I'll talk
operation.
to the guy that I'm farming
Might
with.
have been. He was caught in a YouTube sting operation. Basically, a group of people called the Predator Poachers
Friend
had
of the show.
tracked
Friend
him
of the
down.
show. Friend of the show.
Yeah, we had him on, dude. He redeemed himself. He has like literally, he has like FBI levels of convictions under his belt. Not even around, dude. But like, you know, he goes into his first sting operation, which was botched. He decided to focus more on the content of the time, and the cops weren't involved, so EDP got to walk away free. But the context was EDP showed up to visit a 13-year-old, right?
Yep.
And
Right, is he
in his
searching
words,
still?
he was just
I
there.
think,
to
I
eat a
think they
cupcake.
said this was the last one.
He went to
No.
this 13-year-old's house for a cupcake. or something.
for a cupcake, right? No.
They got the best
This
cupcakes here,
happened
man.
in
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
April
just did more than just a
2021.
cupcake.
My career.
He went for the whole cake.
But yeah, he goes out to get this cupcake, and he gets caught in a sting operation. To his sadness, there is no cupcake at all. And
Surprise.
he leaves. Exactly. The internet basically just lampoons the guy, rightfully so. I mean, if you get caught in trying to interact
Okay,
with
yeah,
kids like
that's
that,
gonna be for a
He
day.
also
You know,
sent,
people
like,
aren't gonna
tons
be
of
too
creepy
happy.
messages,
62
like,
wins though.
it's
Sheesh.
Insane.
He sent
history.
a
Wait,
picture
let's
of
see
the
how
kid.
the stats are right now.
like forget. Okay,
Now
forget
that's
the
skibbity
messages.
toilet Riz, okay?
Bro, forget the
Eh?
message. He sent a picture. He sent a log of shit to. How do you expect a girl to take that? Like,
Like one of his college
How?
bros, dude, take out this log I just laid here.
dude, literally, that's all it is. It's like, and you know what?
Bruh.
It's like that's like that. You're
got
right,
that-
I'm so glad you said
you got
college,
that
because even
Riz,
as
put
adults,
out the
we're like, man,
fucking-
should I send my homie a picture of this?
Put out
shit?
the
Like I've questioned that a few times now. I'm like, oh, this isn't the
Oh, this is
university
a normal
anymore.
occurrence for you. You're like, yeah, no. That's picture worthy right there.
Let's see.
Down there, I'm like, all right,
Friendly,
that's gonna clock out.
ranked.
Better take a
Yeah,
photo of
it's
this one
must have been like
today.
50 now.
But he sends it to like a girl, I guess, with some Riz. But the funniest thing is, Gideon, another
Okay,
like,
yeah.
friend, of
15,
the channel, he
pretty much
gets
15
to a
in
sting
all the ones that
operation
I've done
as
so
well
far.
and finds EDP. He's like a shiny. He's like a roaming Pokemon.
Yeah, what
you
about
know?
Shows
stats?
up everywhere.
He's
Yeah, bro, he's
common.
like,
How many
yeah,
drop
he
shots
just-
have
he
I
just,
done so
like,
far?
And he finds him at his. He confronts him
68,
at the
okay.
dialysis center. Which is
About
bro,
slices.
like this dude, like, and
Slice.
then he's like,
Okay,
"Man,
slice
they
points have
almost
been
put
doing
my
pretty
life
good
in
as
risk.
well.
They
We need like
raped
1,000
my
of them.
dialysis because
At
they
least they're
raised
doing
my
pretty
pressure."
good
I'm
with
like, dude,
those.
insane that they caught you twice. We should focus on that. So Boogie
Yeah, I'll keep
2188
doing drop
was
shots, and then
once
I'll accidentally
considered the
keep
Mr.
doing
Rogers
slice
of the
points
internet,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
Very wholesome, man.
Very wholesome guy. All right. Now, me and Boogie
All
personally,
right.
we've had like our differences or whatever. I think the
I think that should do for today, though. Yeah, I'll keep farming. I'll keep farming tomorrow, which no, tomorrow's not gonna be. There's not gonna be a stream. Yeah, the next stream is gonna be on Wednesday, which are probably gonna do more Virtua Tennis. I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna keep like farming this game until I have all the fucking online stuff done. Unless, of course, I can get someone that can consistently show up to help me out. But until then, I'll just keep farming this shit. And then once I'm fine with that, I'll just go back to normal schedule. But yeah. Let's see here. Just change this. Alright, now this as well. Where is it? There we go. I'll need this. Right. And I don't need the headphones anymore. Heck. Now I'm just gonna get out of the fucking game so I can sync up the trophies. There is it. Okay, here we go. Quick game. Now, what else do we have to do? Alright, that should do it. And then this. Here we go. Yeah, sync the trophies. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, though. Yeah, we did pretty good with the farming. I had already done some farming before today, just for like an hour and a half. So at least we're doing pretty good so far. But yeah, this shit's still gonna take fucking forever. I'm headed to the urgent care, so take care. Oh, what the fuck? Urgent care? What the fuck happened? All right, yeah. You know what? No, don't care. No, just go to the urgent care. You tell me later, if you want to, of course. But yeah, tell me that shit later if you want to. Just go, just fucking go. But yeah, let's see. Next stream shall be tomorrow. No, on Wednesday. Where we are gonna be continuing on where we left off with probably more Virtua Tennis if everything goes well. If the guy shows up, huh? We'll see. Yeah, I just really want to fucking get this shit out of the way. So, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna keep playing this fucking game until all the online stuff's done. Either that or just, maybe I'll get someone to, like, consistently help me out with this shit. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'll probably just keep playing this fucking game online until I have the online done for now. Yeah, I think we can do that. But yeah, let's see. Yeah. Again, next stream shall be on Wednesday at 9:30 PM GMT1, where we are going to be continuing on where we left off with Virtua Tennis 2009. If you like to be notified when I go live or any other shenanigans I have in mind where stream schedules or video uploads, you can go to my Discord where you'll be notified as such. And if you also want to keep track of any previous streams I also past, you can also go to my YouTube channel as well. Now with all that said and done, who are we gonna be raiding today? Well, let's see what King Retro Gaming is doing right now in Pokemon Unite again. I'm pretty sure the last time I raided him, he was also doing Unite. I'm pretty sure. Either he was playing something else, I don't remember. Let's see here. Yeah. retro. There we go. Okay, yeah, he was probably playing United as well. Here we go. So yeah, for this stream we are gonna be rating Retro King Gaming. Right now they're going through Pokemon Unite. So yeah, you guys have fun with King. Have yourselves a merry rest of the day. And as always, have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya.